and Karma
Magalaw
getting
yan.
banned. Gonna probably be expecting a ZJ, just Zed and Jace, tapos Yone and Gwen most likely. If not, probably gonna be expecting something different here. At least right now, no? Patch 3.5 nga pala tayo. There's a bit of changes. Kaya patch 3.5
Oo.
natin.
Actually, marami. Nung binasa ko
Actually,
yung
dami pala.
nung binasa ko yung, call this,
Mhm.
yung patch notes, ang daming
Ang daming
ang daming
bago.
bago. Siguro mga 3 or 4 pages worth ng babasahin. Parang ganun.
Uh,
Sobrang
Yan
dami.
si Datum.
Andyan na? O sige, good luck sa
Uh,
inyo mga Dongchi Belt. Okay.
Yan. Yan si Datum. So, ito guys, no? So, ito makikita natin yung mga first picks natin for today. We do have a Gragas. Hi Datum, what's up?
No, wait lang mga
Sige, salayin ko muna. Ah, pagkatapos si Datum kumain, saka na lang siya. Alright. Again, yun nga, patch 3.5. Sobrang daming bago. Runes, items, champions hindi na natin kailangan sabihin yan eh. Pero kasi merong mga bago tulad nito. There has been some adjustment papunta dito sa Ezreal ni Acrobat. Kung maaalala nga natin, itong Kwangdong Freaks, talagang pocket pick nga nila itong Ezreal for their marksman or their dragon laner. So, pinataas yung damage ng Mystic Shot. Nakangiti yan si Acrobat.
Kahit ano, no? Even though na yung change lang dun sa Ezreal is yung base damage niya, no? Inadan lang nila ng 10. At least it would add extra damage for the early game, especially para dun sa Ezreal. Kasi wala yung dating parang punch ng Ezreal every time na nagme-mystic shot siya. So, magandang quality of life to sa mga Ezreal players.
Well, ibahin mo kasi si Acrobat dito eh. Siya talaga yung nagbigay ng relevance at least dito sa tournament na ito. Kung meron tayong Demon kay Tristana, meron din tayong Ezreal for Acrobat. Yeah. And also there are slight changes din papunta dito sa Yone, nerf yung kanya mga damage, pero kasi meron na tayong overflow ng critical.
Yes.
So yun yung isang mechanic na syempre kakaiba. And of course, in totality, ang dami ring pinagbago sa jungle eh. Actually, pinadali talaga nila yung jungle role to a point na after 7 minutes, meron na nga tayong buff sharing. Daydo, magsalta ka lang pag G ka na.
game.
Game?
Hello?
Oh, yan. Okay. Sige, meet na ako. Alright, Daydo and Dash would be casting itong last series natin for the night. Thank you for waiting, and we have RRQ versus Kwangdong Freaks. Dadum Dash, take it away.
Yes,
And
Dash.
let's go. And then, Datum, no? Sarap ng kain mo dyan, ha? Pero, nag-start na tayo dito sa game natin. No? So, nakita natin so far sa ating tournament. Kanina rin, nakita natin yung game ng NGX. And also ngayon naman, RRQ. It's another PH team. And very different yung drafting natin just because of the draft, or rather, the patch na meron tayo right now.
Of course. And dahil nga sa mga changes na sinabi din natin, very recently lang, no, how many hours ago na implement lang yung patch. So that means that could bring about changes to the meta that we don't know yet. So that really could shape yung tinatawag natin na pioneering of the meta dito, no. Gwen getting locked up. So for the most part, mukhang hindi pa nagbabago yung pinipicks natin dito, yung priority picks apart from the Ezreal, which has received a substantial buff nga. Sabi nyo kanina, listen for a lot of that playmaking potential, and Kwangdong Freaks ang lalakas ng pick nila dito, Dash.
What we're seeing from Kwangdong Freaks, this is not your typical just super aggressive bruiser meta na usually nakikita natin. And with what we have right now, they do have an ADC and also a utility support who is the Janna. We have been seeing Janna time and time again, mga paisa-isa ganon. Pero Janna is also good, especially on these types of champions na her monsoon would be very effective.
Yes, of course. A lot of disengage potential, lalo na para dun sa para sa pagpasok ng isang Camille, just to deny that. So instantly yung sinagot dito ng RQ is that Olaf deny the denial of the monsoon, deny all that CC that they have. So I really like that response, and it really rounds them out in terms of damage and a little bit of that sustainability ng solo champ na malakas in and of itself. However, yung differences in the compositions here are actually not a lot. No, a lot of the strengths of both of our compositions are very similar. You got sustainable solo laners, and then you got a lot of poke on the Ziggs and the Ezreal, a lot of disengage potential on both the supports. So very similar yung playstyle na gustong gawin dito ng both teams. Ang pinagkaiba lang, medyo mas malakas on the early parts of the map yung composition dito ng RRQ.
Oh, and I really like the fact na yung changes dito sa jungle natin, no? Parang
Mhm.
wala nang advantage yung levels. Parang natulad na siya dun sa PC na
Smite.
nagkakaroon yung smite nila may level 600 then magiging 800 siya after. Dito, yun yung ginawa sa Wild Rift kasi sa PC it's a 450 tapos magiging 900 siya after nakapag-stack up ka ng lima ba? After nakapag-stack up ka ng
Yes.
yun, pag nakapag-stack up ka, then that is when you get the chilling smite, the red smite. Whenever it happens. So I like these changes para dun sa mga para mas maging dynamic yung jungle.
Of course, that also paves the way for comebacks to happen more, right?
Yes.
When it comes to these points, na the smallest of advantages could mean the difference between winning and losing a game. Having that level playing field when it comes to the 50-50 smite means that there's always a chance for a comeback. Now, that means a lot for Kwandong Freaks here because look at their scoreline, 3-4. Meanwhile, RRQ, they have less to lose in this matchup. 6-1 sila. Ang ganda ng record nila so far. Kwandong Freaks, they really want to put themselves further ahead just to make sure they advance in our competition.
Yeah, also something to point out though that supports would have a bigger chance of going in and out of the river because remember Pathfinder is now available for the support. So yes, it would be very very strong for those supports to just roam around and it would just what do you think? It's just gonna be synergizing a lot with the meta right now that everybody wants to go in this type of playstyle.
Lalo na para dito kay North on that Janna, right? It really cements just how well she can rotate off the map. And not just her, anyone who can use it will...
Yeah.
Kasi Dash, ang laki nung ina-add niya na movement speed, 30 when you are out of combat, 20 if not. But either way, even without that bonus 10 movement speed, it's even without the bonus healing that it gives you, the bonus region that it gives you, yung movement speed alone is just going to cement further the fact that this is a meta where roaming is essential. You have to group up together to look for these engages, no matter what type of composition you have. Kahit sabihin nating pick comp, kahit sabihin nating sustainable yung solo laners mo, you have to take advantage of that change dahil, well, it's basically for free now. Ang lakas kasi.
What's really surprising here, though, is that top side, though, they're fighting against it. But Ignite has been popped already. But what I would like to point out a while ago is that whenever it comes down to the top lane, you don't really need to go to the bot lane anymore. You just need to let the dragon lane just farm. Look at this. Ezreal and Ziggs, you know, they're not going to be killing each other. So they're the solo laners now. Exactly.
They're the ones who are needing that farm anyway. They're the ones who are going to be that insurance later on anyway. And both these teams, you know, alam naman nila na the priority is more towards that Rift Herald side at the early stages of the game because Rift Herald just provides so much momentum if you secure it. And also, this is where it dictates a lot of that space making potential, right? Whoever gets it in that top lane matchup is going to have so much more space when it comes to split pushing, but they're looking right on the top side dash.
Yeah, I think top side. And we're going to be seeing the gank already. Maru going to be getting a lot of CC onto him, though. Not even the Ruthless Predator, and that's going to be a kill. But at least they were able to trade with a 1-for-1 top side.
Dive potential is absolutely massive with this comp. Ragnarok getting pulled immediately after Chaz gets that level 5. Not even sure level 5 not into Chaz. No, Mega Inferno Bomb on the bot side, though.
Oh, a lot of damage from Marky onto the bottom side. You know Marky playing Ziggs. This is going to be dominating that lane. Knows how to play, knows how to space, even under the turret.
Of course. And for the so far, no 1-for-1 trade. Nobody getting ahead as of the moment. First objective's gonna spawn up in a minute or so. Upside, they're trying to force a little bit of engagement dito, no? Kasi nga, nakuha ng kill dito yung RRQ. But here we go. Janna getting pushed.
Yeah. Top side, we're seeing a bit of this aggression from Janna is going to be expected. You know, a lot of pokes from the Janna. But with Exocen also on the top lane, it would be a bit hard compared to normal that they are going to be able to get the successful gank here. Because remember, that's what the Janna does. She mitigates the CCs that you can go, or rather the engages that this team could do.
Pwedeng mag-gank dito sa bottom side yung RQ. No, Chaz has got that ulti up and running once more. Mila Ziki is so far away. Still pathing his way towards red side jungle. Seems like he will be pathing towards the bottom, towards the dragon lane instead for the moment. Pero ngayon, stalemate muna tayo, no? Nobody, neither of these teams really wants to risk looking for an engagement unless Exosen fancies a go. Parang hindi naman kasi alam niya nandito rin si Noth. So yeah, naghihintay lang sila ng first objective dito, no, Dash. So our gold difference, yung pinagkaiba lang talaga dito is that yung kung saan napunta yung kill, no? Sobrang unfortunate for Guangdong Freaks na yung kill nila napunta kay North. Meanwhile, for RRQ, napunta yon kay Helios. And that's massive because he is the mid laner. He can roam up to either of these objective fights. And top side, it seems like they're looking for another fight here. No, they're just looking for the turret damage. 26 seconds, Dash. Yun yung una nating makikita na point of contention dito. Who or where is each team going to prioritize in this objective fights?
Yeah, most likely onto the mid lane. They want to go for a gank on that. Phase Shield has been used, and that's going to be probably a kill after Soul Unbound from Astral.
Saktong-sakto yung kill na yun onto Helios. KDF, they now have the liberty of choosing where to engage in these objectives. Probably going to be the Rift Herald for this time around. Actually, the recall comes out, so there probably will be enough time here. So actually, RRQ will be able to push against this Rift Herald pit as well. Like, piping na lumalabas na yung ping dito on the side of KDF. But that mid priority is getting swarmed here by RRQ. You can really see the rotation coming in from these squads. They want to put the Ziggs in the mid lane because of that presence that he can give, right? Because of just how safe he could be compared to a Helios na kailangan lumapit just to get a little bit of damage in. And yung good thing about the Ziggs, no, doesn't really have to get over the river area just to help with this Herald take. But he is going to anyway because RRQ, they're already here in the Rift Herald.
Yeah. Looking at KDF, though, they don't have a lot of damage. Yes, they do have the Yone in the Gwen, but at this point, I think RRQ has the advantage. That's why they're going in. Exec Ultimatum onto the back line in order for them to just get their Rift Herald in their favor. Astral fighting against Chaz right there, but nope, they're not going to be able to take any kills.
I love the rotation there from RRQ, Dash. Just because of the macro, kahit sabihin natin na medyo behind sila in terms of momentum, even though Helios fell down, everyone pathed towards the mid lane. And yun na nga, Rift Herald mag-charge. That's going to be an easy first turret. So that kill from KDF, kahit na lamang sila sa kill, it's instantly nullified. Kulang na nga eh. Mas ahead na ngayon yung RRQ.
What? Look at what Marky is doing in the mid lane against Astral, even with the Soul Unbound. Marky doesn't even need to commit anything. He just needs to throw his bombs, and that's why he can just take down Astral as fast as he could. Also, item breakpoint for Acrobat, though. He does have the Manamune and also the Sheen already on him, so that's why RRQ didn't prioritize the Rift Herald also a while ago, because there's a bit of a threat from this Ezreal in the bot lane.
Exactly. This is one of the weaknesses of Ione, which actually makes it a little bit harder.
Test yourselves against us.
Some spicy words mula dito kay Kuya Mohide. Test yourselves against us. Okay, mukhang mainit ngayon ang ating Kuya Mohide and RRQ. As again, they start off this in Ocean Drake. Pangalawang objective to, kailangan mag-contest ng KDF.
Went in. Are they going to be able to commit to this though? He was able to back away with the safeguard, and that's going to be it. Another Drake to the hands of RRQ. Or rather, first Drake to the hands of RRQ.
Yeah, they got the Drake. They got the Rift Herald. They got the first turret as well. Just when we thought it was going to be an even early game, RRQ snapped and swipe it into their favor. And it makes a lot of sense, right? Because their composition is more powerful at this stage. So they have to keep this lead, right? They have to not let Astral get ahead. They have to not let Maru get ahead. On the first front, Astral, medyo nahihirapan na talaga siya, no, dahil kay Marky. Pero si Maru, medyo nakukulangan pa yung sagot dito. Maybe a gank is due towards the top side, but instead, RRQ looking to defend this bot lane turret.
Bottom lane with RRQ. This is what Urb's saying about Acrobat. Even though that he can't really fight against Marky when it comes to the wave clear, his poke damage is just so much that most of the melee champions would have a hard time fighting against him.
True. But, here we go, RQ. Mukhang mas-set upan dito si Helios. Ziki is up close. Doesn't have any vision. Here comes the Fate Sealed.
Okay,
wow,
Fate Sealed. Great timing from Helios. And because of that, they lost an ultimate. And this would be a chance for RQ to just start up anything they want to. But right now, we're not seeing the typical rotation from our mid laners, right? Because most of the time, at this point in time, most of our mid laners would just go into the, rather bot laners, dragon laners would go to the mid lane, swap to the bot lane. But because Acrobat is staying in the bot lane, which is way safer, and doesn't want to deal with Marky a lot, this is what's happening. RQ is just adapting to what they want to do.
Exactly. Which is why KDF are still pivoting a lot of that attention. Nakita natin Ziki, most of the time is now towards the dragon part of the map. Here we go, the Ragnarok popped.
Okay, Chaz fighting against Maru. Maru doesn't have any flash. Barrier has been popped already, so he's gonna fall down. Not even a scent of anything. That's a kill.
Grabe yung damage dito ni Chaz. No, it's just all that things at the 9-minute mark. Of course, with the Divine Thunder as well. Medyo wala pa talagang magagawa ang isang Gwen at this point against that Olaf, who is 1,500 gold ahead of him. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the gold graphs here between each matchup. Hyde performing absolutely beautifully against Maru. And the same goes for the jungle side. So RQ do natin nakikita most of that gold advantage. No, Airborne comes in, but Astral is gonna be staying relatively safe. Going back to my point earlier, no, nakikita talaga natin yung advantage that Rift Herald gives you. Look at the gold difference between Hyde and Maru and Chaz and Kezi. Sobrang laki. Doon makikita yung biggest, or rather the most of the 3,000 gold lead that we have on RQ side. Nandun lang sa top lane and sa jungle nila, which actually makes them so heavily favored towards the Rift Herald side of the map, but now they want to contest Dash.
Look at this, KDF already starting out, but Hyde really confident in what he can do at this point. GK HP onto the Rift Herald. They start with the true shot barrage, but the damage
Oh my
from Hyde
gosh,
on
Hyde.
the top side though. The Dragon's Rage might be massive, but Chaz still gets the Rift Herald, and that's gonna be putting KDF out of commission. They're now out to the backside. Astral is gonna be forced right here. Soul Unbound is not gonna get you back because of that Hextech ultimatum, and RQ wins and with the Rift Herald.
What a counter here from Camille. Hindi makabalik si Astral dun, no? Nagtataka siya, bakit ang tagal na ng third skill ko?
Hindi mo
That's
pindot
because of the Hextech ultimatum goes down. I mean, I like the idea there from Astral, right? He was trying to target the back line, but Hyde all the while getting chased down by Acrobat. Wala siyang ibang pwedeng puntahan apart from the back line. So he went there, helped out his teammates, pressed R, and Astral went down. Unfortunately, RRQ, they pick up another objective. Pang ilang objective na yun, Dash, na hindi nasagot dito
They
ng
got
KDF. 2 Rift Heralds, 1 Drake, 1 turret, wala pa rin nasasagot dito.
So far, no, KD, a big disadvantage. 4K gold din na to, hindi pa natin kinakount dito yung Rift Heralds and also the Ocean Drake that RRQ has. So they have a massive lead at 11-minute mark. And Chaz wants to take down the mid lane turret, and that's going to be free, for sure. Rift Herald is going to be taken down, and they're pivoting their attention towards bot lane.
That's the biggest manifestation that you are ahead in any of these maps.
Oh, Hextech ultimatum already on to the Mega Inferno Bomb. 3 points! Sabi nga ni Marky.
Hindi man lang kinailangan yung Ragnarok dito ni Chaz. I mean, of course, he did use it for insurance just to try and secure that kill, but Acrobat was done and dusted before
another
it was
one.
even needed. Second turret. And back to my point earlier, no, Dash, yung biggest implication talaga that you are behind at this early or mid stage of the game is when that mid turret falls. Because that really is the anchor that you have at the parang gitna ng mapa. No? When you have access to the mid lane, when you have control of mid lane, you can easily rotate across the map. But when you lose that first turret in the mid lane, that's when you get start to get suffocated. Mahirapan ka ng mag-wards, mahirapan ka ng pumasok ng river natin, and ergo, mahirapan ka na rin mag-objectives. Speaking of which, next Drake spawning up again here, Dash.
Do have the Mountain Drake up right now, and it's going to be another fight against KDF, but would they be able to do anything here? Because so far, they haven't been able to answer, and also, it's an ocean map. So it would be really hard to just get into the brushes. So RQ has the big advantage here. Explosive Cast was able to use Body Slam. Is not going to be hitting anyone, but at least the Fatal is going to hit too onto the back, but they're not going to be able to secure anything else. RQ needs to back away from this. They need to play it safe. They don't have any flashes except for KDF. Going to be going in to the Dragon's Rage. Going to be hitting two onto the back line. 4 people are still up, but RRQ still is in the advantage here. Astral going to go in. Ruthless Predator onto him, and he's going to be falling down. At least they were able to trade one. Look at the back line though. Hyde is fighting against them. Are they going to be able to take more kills? Hyde is taking a lot of damage from Baru, but Chaz is just on top of Acrobat, and he's going to fall down. Ruthless Predator onto Baru, and no more snap for you. 4-1 to the side of RQ.
A single body slam dash. Yun yung nag-turn around ng fight doon. Exosen canceling that damage from Ziki. Immediately shutting him down means na hindi umamatay sa Exosen. Instead, it's 2 members of KDF that fell down. After that, it was just a 4v3. Kahit sabihin natin na low yung health bars dito ng RRQ, no? Kahit sabihin natin ang ganda ng Fate Shield na yun, attempt done ni Astral, it was still not enough because of the gold advantage. That's another objective here, and another, yun yung sinasabi ko, ang ganda ng body slam just to deny that damage from Ziki. And after that, medyo awkward na yung fight dito, which makes me wonder why KDF still went for this type of play right here, and it fell sideways for them. Snip is gonna be there, trying to be the hero, but look at the priority from Chats, shutting down the key members. Acrobat went down, and it was all victory there for RQ.
All I can say, Tagalog now, 4v5 yun. They don't. Pero they
Yep,
still
yep.
tried. That could have been the sign. That could have been the sign for KDF to back away. But RRQ, they knew, even though they're half HP, we're 5v4. We can
Yeah.
win against this. And we have the advantage anyway. So I don't know, KDF. I don't know. They need to
Yeah.
take. Yeah. Just go. They don't.
Oo nga, and here we go, another fight happening. Mukhang nahuli
Yeah.
nila dito.
I think this is
si
dead.
Maru.
Yeah.
Maru's just gonna
Mhm.
go down there. And
Oh,
another
bot
kill
lane,
on
though.
the bottom side.
Oh, Hyde fighting against Ashel. Almost. Precision Protocol was a bit late there, but still on the side of
Number one.
RQ, they still want to start this. So Acrobat dealing a lot of damage here.
Line is
The
Iggy.
poke from him, and also the
Oh my
tornado is
gosh.
making them low.
Oh
Hey,
my-
Helios is now on low HP. Are they gonna be able to take this? No.
Yes.
They are. They're gonna be backing away. But look at this. I think Chaz is gonna be the sacrifice. But at least they still have
Oh,
Baron in the end. Wait, be
Ragnarok.
able to take one though.
Oh.
Acrobat almost, man. I thought that's gonna be a kill 2-for-1.
Kinabahan ako dun para kay...
Ako rin eh. Ako rin.
Acrobat pala. That, when he popped the Ragnarok after the stasis, akala ko makakahanap pa ng isa dun si Chaz. But RQ, they knew what they were playing for. They intentionally left Hyde para sa bottom lane, no? And started off the Baron with that sacrifice kasi they drew the attention of the jungler of Ziki towards the bottom side. The moment na nakita nila si Lee Sin on the bot side, sabi nila, okay lang, matay ka Hyde. We are gonna take this Baron, and I'm loving this macro from RQ. This is so good from them, and this is what we've come to know and love about RRQ, right? Their decision making was not all that thought. Beautiful combo from Ziki.
Oh, great start there from Zeki. And again, that was another kill for the side of KDF. They needed to shut down goals though, pretty important. But RQ right now, they do have a big advantage. They
Oh,
can
no.
make mistakes, it's okay. But no ultimates here for Zeki, so that's a good thing for Hyde.
Yeah. Hyde gonna be easily slithering away from the 2v1, pero Exosen mukhang naghahanap pa. Cask gets
Ooh.
denied, and that's an easy survival of Maru.
That's Gwen things. Yeah,
Yes.
that's Gwen things. You can just pop the mist. Ultimate's not going to be able to hit. So, yeah, RRQ. Still, at this point, they do have a 7k gold lead. Really big still at this point. KDF now needs to answer back with some kills. Yes, they were able to a while ago, but I hope they would be able to get more. But RRQ, yeah, they're very confident at this point because of the Baron.
It's at this point though that RRQ has to start finding these advantages that they have to overcome kasi at a certain point parang time bomb yung composition dito ng KDF, no? Like eventually Astro
Yep.
is going to scale up, Maru is going to scale up, and it's already at the point where Acrobat cannot be ignored anymore. Acrobat, nakita natin no, on that Baron fight, si Acrobat yung nagbay ng time ng sobrang tagal doon KDF. RRQ was actually threatened by Acrobat's presence. Imagine if that's multiplied into 3. Hold that thought though. Helios
Bot lane,
1v1.
Helios, really tanky. Helios might be able to get some more here. Ruthless Predator would be up in a bit. He
Stasis.
used Stasis for him to have the cooldown.
Wow.
And that forced KDF out of the way.
Exactly. Ang ganda. Mind games kasi noon, hindi rin sila sure kung meron pang isang kasama din si Helios. And the Stasis just buying enough time. Again, the deny na naman doon yung casks. But RRQ, they have the liberty of safety here. Pwede silang mag-reset because they still have they don't have the
Tower,
Baron buff anymore. But they can still pressure the map of KDF here.
They can just take the Drake if ever they want to.
Yeah.
Look at them resetting because they still have some time. They have some priority in lane. Most of their lanes are pushed. It's okay for Chat to start this out even without anyone else.
Infernal Drake, 2-shot barrage a little bit too early, so the threat of a steal here is not existing, non-existent
Wow.
at all para sa Quantum Freaks. Almost a 10,000 gold lead para sa RRQ dito though.
Look at what
as
I'm seeing.
Secure the Drake. Maru though.
Yeah,
1v1.
needlework gonna get used on to Hyde. Hyde might be able to get something with the Hextech Ultimatum. Does he
Oh.
have anything more though? Nope, he's not gonna be surviving that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, had to use the flash to try and survive that, but okay, KDF at least nakahanap sila ng kahit isang sagot man lang, no? But I guess at this point we'll take it. Anything that they can.
Yeah.
Kasi, well, even though that was semi-ideal, because Hyde is, I think, the most recent member to fall down as well. So medyo kaka-reset lang. Or rather, walang shutdown gold si Hyde doon, no? So, yeah, they still will take that kill as a trade for the objectives that they lost, but they seem to be looking for more. Her Acrobat pushing forward. RQ ayaw talaga nang ibigay itong mid-late tier 1 na to.
RQ not gonna give this because remember this is Zig's composition and Marky's the one holding the line. They're not gonna give this for sure. That's why RQ always defends the mid lane, and that would not open a lot of opportunities for KDF at this point in the game. RRQ just wants to take the Baron. They do have a lot of towers down already, but they don't have the firepower to actually do that though.
Yeah.
Because honestly, they don't have a lot of DPS except for Chaz.
Yes, exactly. Pero ngayon, Baron is already up, so the threat is there for RRQ. Pwede na silang mag-bait dito against KDF. They won't really have any idea if the Baron is getting started. Or actually, they could start taking it if they find a little bit of information or masilip man lang nila asan si Ziki sa mapa. Pag nakita nilang nasa bot lane siya, pwede silang mag-start ng Baron. And mukhang lumalabas na yung mga ping dito ng KDF. No, they're starting to draw attention and RRQ is setting up a Death Brush.
RRQ. KDF doesn't have any vision on this part of the map.
Nah.
They can start the fight whenever they want to. Zeki now gonna be the target. It's a good thing they were able to get a tornado and Exo Send now left alone. The stasis is gonna be helping him out. But look at that Mega Inferno. Gonna be massive Astral. Now low in HP. Look at them being pushed to the back line. Great kick again from Zeki. But are they gonna get a kill out of that? No, they're not getting any kills. Both of our members are really critical on HP.
Yeah, and alam natin, no, RQ, they know that they have a ticking time bomb here in KDF. They
Yeah.
know that as well. They know that at this point they can start these fights, which is exactly what they're doing, Dash.
Marquis doesn't have the Mega Inferno Bomb. Look at this. They might be able to start this, though. They can go for it if ever they want to, but they can. They want to start it. Tatum wants to go for it. 10k HP. Onto the Elder Dragon. They're taking a lot of damage, but look at the mid lane though. Helios is taking down the turret, and now they're starting to fight so that they won't be able to back away.
Hyde.
RRQ really smart about this. Ashel, Hyde is going to be backing away. They just distracted them. Two-shot barrage, but he still has the Guardian Angel to use against them. But soon it's not going to help you because already here onto the back line. Guardian Angel. Ashel is sticking. Look at that. Stasis has been forced. They are going to fall down. Ashel, Soul Unbound. Exocen is going to be waiting for you here. You're not going to be going anyway, even with that Fate Sealed. And that Acrobat is going to be the next target. Hyde. It's just going to chunk him down. He's dead. They got the Elder. They can finish the game.
Perfect Mega Inferno bomb from Marquis there. Getting that kill was the one thing they needed to start off the fight. And nakita natin, no, Hyde didn't, or rather, Helios did not win the 1v1 in the mid
That's
lane.
dead.
Hyde didn't even survive, but they got the kill, which meant that they had the advantage. Because of that, it swung the momentum towards them, and they had the confidence to take the fight. They take game number 1 here, Dash. RRQ take the lead in the series.
Alam mo yung nakakatawa, Dave? The funniest thing na nakita ko din during that fight was the Jano
Yung feat.
wanting to heal everyone.
Exactly.
Monsoon, then
Bonk.
binatcha siya ni Morky ng Mega Inferno Bomb. 3
Wala eh.
points, pare. 3 points.
Kobe. Pero yun, ang ganda.
Yun yung pag
Execution
nangyari
dun.
sa inyo, pare. Wala nang respawn yun.
Totoo.
Hanggang next game,
Magkukwit
pre.
na ako nun.
Oo,
Pagtapos
kasi ultimo pati yung bangkay hindi na nakita, men. Hindi ko na nakita eh. Actually, gusto ko nga i-replay yun eh. Tara, replay natin. Tignan natin kung gaano karaming HP. Although, i-replay naman nila, highlight naman nila yan. Pero gusto ko rin makita eh.
Sila agad eh.
Nanonood ako
Ganda
sa
naman ng
TV,
fight.
nananahimik ako, bigla may sumabog na dyan eh. Eto.
Tinatry niya lang naman mag-heal. Solo. Tinabugan siya bigla. Wawa naman.
Ang ingay na mga ano. Nasa ano kasi ako eh, nasa lugar ako na mas maingay. Maraming pusa, may ibon. Zoo dito pa eh.
No. Solid.
Solid maganda yung laro.
Oo.
Kasi actually ang ganda pa rin talaga ng win condition dito as long as meron kang Ezreal, as long as meron kang Gwen.
Yun nga eh. Kaya nag-start na talaga yung RRQ eh. Kasi pag tumagal pa after ng Elder, medyo Delix na sila eh. Kaya,
Shooter kasi ito si Marky, pre. Galing siya.
totoo. Pag nagsisigs talaga si Marky, kakatakot eh.
Hintayin natin.
Oo,
Hintayin natin.
Papakita yan. After na to yan eh.
Nasa brush ba nun? Si...
Oo, nakatago siya sa
Sinot.
brush.
Sino si Marky?
Oo nga, sinot eh.
Hindi,
Sinot.
Sinot.
Hindi nga
Hindi,
siya,
pero-
nakatago siya eh.
Pero alam ko nga kasi, ang nangyari din talaga dun is nag-monsoon siya. Habang nagmo-monsoon
Oo
siya,
nga.
habang channeling yung monsoon niya.
Tayo.
Healing pa
Mabog siya bigla.
parang, may bilog ka ng healing o to, bilog ng damage. Ito yun eh. Ano yata yun? Oo, yun.
Yan.
Wala nang
mag-heal
buhay
siya
si
dyan
Not.
eh.
Boom!
Boom! Kulit mo!
Wala
Sakto
nang gisingan
eh,
yun, pre. Bawal na mag-respawn yun pagka ganun.
Papacharge na ako ng cellphone ko pag gaganda.
Hindi, pre. Pamakulit doon, kailangan mo na i-format yung cellphone.
Wala nang bawi.
Hindi na yun. Anyway, yes, this is already on the new patch. Kalaban ng RRQ dito is Korean representative Kwang Dong Freaks. Technically, direct invited sila. And I have seen multiple comments, positive comments sa casting yung dalawa. Ayun, so if you guys haven't
Thank you.
haven't heard of them, which is malabo kasi lagi silang nandito. They are Dash and Daydome. So pinanganak sila sa lupang sinilangan. Tapos parang walang sense yung sinabi ko no. Pinanganak sila sa lupang
Sa Pilipinas.
So pinanganak sila sa Pilipinas pero yun na nga, they are Dash and Daydome. So i-follow niyo yung mga pages nila as thank you sa effort sila dito sa podcast ng RRQ vs. Guangdong.
Yeah, thank you guys. And also, yes, wala pang Aatrox and Kane kasi 2 weeks pa bago
1 week or 2 weeks depende. Ang alam ko kasi ang rule of thumb, 1 week kapag ka old champion. Pero kapag ka new champion na i-release sa Wild Rift tsaka sa LoL PC, 2 weeks ang waiting. So baka 1 week. Tingnan natin. Bukas ang migration. Yes. Bukas ang migration.
Nag-update na din, no? Yung Lego
Parang
Legends.
hindi naman yata posible to reach 0. Talaga ba? Pwede ba yun? Kasi kailangan last hit niya. Ganun.
Kasi yung kumuha lang ng turrets talaga kanina, si Marky.
Physics, no? Oo, kailangan last hit.
si Marky yung ang daming kinuha.
Teka lang. Siya. Stall nyo na muna.
Sige.
Okay. Good luck.
Okay guys. Hindi kami maglo-lol del.
Sure. Dash, kwentuhan mo na ako ng week mo. Kasi yung week ko, nakakapagod, pre. Nakakapagod yung week ko, Podcast muna tayo ng saglit. 3 minutes podcast. Kulang to sa atin, pero quickie podcast lang. Quickie.
Okay, sige. Ano bang week ko? Week ko was pretty nice. Kasi at this point, puro thesis yung ginagawa ko recently. Ikaw ba? Alam ko nag-OJT ka, di ba?
Nakakapagod, pero masaya. Alam mo yung alam mo yung, guys, kami kasi ni Kuya nyo Dash ay engineering students. Ito, background lang sa mga kwento mo rinig nyo. Tapos, ako, OJT, si Dash, nagtitisis. Pero kami matanda na. Anyway, so ako, yung OJT-han ko, di ba, construction site siya. Tapos, yung boss ko, siya yung nag-design ng construction. Parang planta siya Tapos, siya yung nag-design, tapos may mga engineer under him na kasama dun sa nag-implement ng design niya. So ako yung taga-inspect. Ako yung nagme-make sure na yung ginawa ng boss ko ay nasusunod. So, pag inuutusan niya ako, Matt. Guys, pala ko Matt. Tinan mo to bibigyan niya akong blueprint. Tinan mo to tapos patulong ka kay engineer something. Tapos yung engineer na yun, tatawagin ko, hoy! Kunyari pangalan niya, John. Hoy, Sir John! Bakit ito kulang? Parang ganun.
Okay.
Ako yung undergrad, pero ako yung bisor ng mga engineer. Enjoy naman.
Sila yung mga engineer na. Tapos ikaw undergrad.
Ako yung boss.
Ayos. Enjoy ka naman.
Dash, ito, tanong ko. Isa sa mga highlights talaga, going back to the patch, isa sa mga highlights talaga ay yung nabanggit natin kanina na, ano yung tawag doon? Yung movement speed sa Pathfinder.
Jungle.
Pathfinder. So yung Pathfinder, guys, for those who don't know, gives you bonus 20 flat na movement speed.
Yep.
Tapos pagka out of combat ka,
Tuần thi đấu thứ hai của giải đấu
merong
WCAO
regen,
2022 đã
missing
diễn
health
ra một
at
cách
missing
cực kỳ
mana.
sôi động. Khi các đội
Tapos
tuyển
may
bắt
extra
đầu
10
có cơ
bonus
hội chạm trán
movement
với nhau.
speed pa. Ano sa tingin mo
Hãy cùng Andy
yung
khám
mga
phá
support
xem năm
na
ta sử dụng
pinaka-magbe-benefit
nào
dito
được
na
cho là
not
hay nhất của tuần này
necessarily
nhé.
strong right now, na pwedeng
Trộm gà
lumakas?
không được, mất luôn cảm
Actually,
giác.
kahit
Chính là
honestly,
chủ động với
lahat ata
Batman
ng
trong
support,
một
lalo
quý
na
năm
sa
giành
competitive
bốn.
scene,
Nhưng Wonder
ay
Vet đã quá biết qua
magbe-benefit
và
ng
hất
sobrang
tung toàn
laki
bộ đội
sa
hình của New Zealand.
stats
Để rồi
ay
chính
sa
họ mới là đội
Pathfinder
xuất sắc.
cause most of them roam. kahit si Blitzcrank pa yan na hindi natin nakikita sa competitive, Mike, feel ko malaking tulong to for them just because of the fact na pwedeng silang mag-roam na lalo. Ang problema kasi kay Blitzcrank, ang hirap kasi with Blitzcrank is that hindi kasi compared to Nautilus, compared to Thresh na ibang hook even fight na hook champions. Ang ano kasi ng hook niya parang what you call this? Mas, ganun, parang ganun. Kaya we don't really see much. Mas malaking chance na makita tayo ng Nautilus or Thresh more than him.
Kasi, si Blitzcrank, when you think of Blitzcrank, you think hook. That's it. Diba?
After ng isang burst kasi, nung hook niya, knock up, then silence, wala na.
Yun lang. Kasi kunyari, compare natin to, sabihin natin, kahit Pike, diba? Pike kasi yung pinaka hindi makunat dun sa lahat ng yun. Kahit sabihin natin hindi makunat si Pike, meron siyang hook. Ang dami niya pa rin pwedeng gawin eh. Kaya niya mag-survive ng sobrang tagal, kaya niya mag-execute, di mo siya pwedeng constantly ignore. Meanwhile, a Blitzcrank, pag na-dodge niya yung hook niya,
wala na.
Gagawin niya,
gagawin.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's very limiting for a Blitzcrank. Pero I absolutely agree. Yun yung going back to the Pike, yun yung excited ako na feeling ko would benefit a lot from this. Pike and Thresh.
Actually,
specifically.
all I can say is that any aggressive supports. When I say aggressive, yung mga melee support na merong CC, yun, yung usual na makikita natin. Galio even, para kahit sabihin natin Justice Punch lang yung meron kay Galio, the faster everyone can go is the stronger they can be. And yun nga yung surprised ako kasi buti tinanggal nila yung Cloud Drake. Kasi kung may Cloud Drake pa rin until now, Pathfinder would be super strong. Kaya
True.
good thing.
True. Sa tingin mo, ano yung mga hihina naman? Dahil pag-usapan natin, yung mga pwedeng lumakas. Yung mga pwedeng hihina as a consequence of
Nung patch.
The patch in general.
I think Morgana is gonna fall so hard just because hindi na siya pwede mag-double camp. Hindi ko alam kung naaabot pa siya until now. Hindi pa ako nakakapag-experiment. Pero dahil ni-lower nila yung range nung pwede mag-double camp, parang mas mahirap na for Morgana to find any relevance. Kasi yung relevance niya before is because of the fact na pwede siya mag-double camp.
I mean,
Kaya
to
mas
be fair,
mabilis talaga siya mag-wave clear.
To be fair, she isn't the strongest anymore right now, right? And that fact means that she probably is not gonna be in the meta any longer. I mean, she not necessarily is one of the top meta picks anyway. Pero ito na, Dash! Dito na tayo sa Samgyup area. Ito na yung mga first bans natin. Riven and Karma gonna take priority here on both sides. Tingnan natin ano yung magiging playstyle. Yung magiging comp.
Alam mo, naalala ko dito.
On both sides. Ano yun?
Naalala ko dito nung nag-Samgyup tayo pareho, pare. Yung Samgyup area na to, di ba, pare? Pero, sobrang random nung time na yun. Pero yes, for another day yung kwenta na yun. Pero ito, guys, we're starting with the picks and bans. We're still going for the same ones right now. The Zed and the Riven. Karma, parang wala pa rin nagbabago sa first two. Even the first 4 bans that we have, we still have them.
Exactly. So this is one of the things that, of course, is a consequence of a fresh patch, right? Yung bans natin are necessarily not gonna be changing from the last patch despite the changes. I mean, kahit nakikita natin yung mga top priority picks dito ay medyo may mga na-nerf. For example, si Yone, damage has been toned down a little bit. Yung, I think, Vex has been nerfed down a little bit as well, pero they still take a lot of priority, which actually opens the way for some interesting picks dito, right? Because the bans are going to be the same. Some of these champs that are probably stronger right now na hindi pa na-discover ng ibang players probably are gonna be receiving priority here. Pero so far, wala pa tayong nakikitang ganun, no? Yone pa rin yung priority ditong corner ng KDF. So it's more of the same from the last meta.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't even ban the Ziggs. Because remember, during our patch for today, patch 3.5, Ziggs' mana is buffed. And that's a very, very strong buff for someone like Marky on the side of RQ. So yes, priority again, as expected. They're gonna be taking the Ziggs. As long as the buffs is Ziggs, malaking benefit to for RQ.
Tsaka nakita naman talaga natin yung impact ni Marky. Single-handedly, no, yung mga
That's
ult
true.
niya. It's always on point. Parang wala tayong nakitang kahit isang ult man lang from the Ziggs that did not hit its
Do
mark.
anything.
Renekton
Yeah.
getting secured once more. So, pretty solid picks so far. They have a lot of pushing potential. They have a lot of sustainability on that Renekton. So that's one of the things that I like about the Renekton and the Ziggs is that you can draft anything around, particularly the Ziggs, right? You can draft anything around the Ziggs. Pwede kayong mag all-in dive with a Galio and a Camille. Pwede kayong katulad nung kanina, no, na puro sustainable yung picks ng RRQ. And Quantum Freaks
Surprising.
responding with a Fiora.
Huh. They answered the Ziggs with the Lux.
With the Lux
yes.
too, yes.
Most of the time, it's okay. Because the Lux at least has wave clear, more CC, even has the final spark, almost the same as Ziggs. Pero mas malaki talaga yung wave clear potential ng isang Ziggs compared to the Lux. But something that I was surprised of is this Fiora pick. Because remember, Camille against the Fiora, very skilled matchup. And a while ago, it was even a Gwen onto the top side. And Hype was able to win that matchup still. And I don't think the Fiora is the right answer at this point.
Have to wait and see. I mean, Fiora versus Camille, which is probably going to be the matchup here on the top side, right? Is a more of I would argue more of a skill matchup. Actually,
Yeah, it is.
Almost. Some would say na counter ang Fiora to the Camille kasi pag nag-ult si Camille, sabihin na Fiora, I'm not stuck here
Grand
with you. You're
challenge,
stuck
yeah.
here with me with the
Yeah.
Grand Challenge. So yes, it's more of a debate, but I think in my opinion it is a skill matchup. Now, what I would like to see banned away here by Kwangdong is that Galio, right? Because we mentioned it earlier, Galio on that Camille plus the Ziggs is a very deadly combo. So tingnan natin kung hahayaan ba ng Kwangdong na makalagpas yung Galio na yun. Or if RQ are actually going to go that route. Anyway, Garen and Kha'Zix both banned away. Wala pang jungler dito on probably either side for the moment. I mean, they
Yeah.
have a flex, I guess. Pero yeah, wala pang that full-on jungler. Jax banned away as well. So alam talaga nila na ito yung isa sa mga favorite talaga ng mga WCK teams.
There's something very concerning every time I see, for example, on the first 3 picks on the first rotation, that you have a Yone and a Fiora, for example. If this was a Yone and a Gwen, I would argue that it would be better. But for the first rotation, you know what they want to do. They want to farm up. They want to get into the late game. And RRQ knows how to answer those types of compositions.
exactly.
And remember, RRQ did that during the first game. So this second game, what's going to be different? Because it's,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
KDF.
Parang it makes you very predictable, no? What you want to do
Yeah.
when you secure those champs. Unlike katulad ng Ziggs, no, or something like a support, something like I don't know, a Karma, pwede kayong mag-draft ng maraming type of playstyle around that. Pero when you lock up that
There
Yone
you
and
go.
that Fiora, gusto nyo talagang mag-gear towards that playstyle, wala kayong ibang pwedeng gawin.
Yeah.
Ito na nga yung sinasabi mo, no? Instant counter with the disengagement on the
Yeah.
Gragas. And, well, already, sobrang ganda na ng comp, in my opinion, dito, ng RRQ. Kailangan nila ng isa pang round up. They will be denied of the Galio, but I don't think it isn't going to be picked by RRQ anyway.
Mm-hmm. A bit of a commercial shout out to Choco in the comment
Yes.
sections.
Hello,
And-
Mr. Choco.
Hello, Mr. Choco. And here, back. Okay, this is where it gets weird, Tatum. With this draft, I don't want to say it. I don't like this draft for a
It's
KDF.
okay. It's okay to say that.
Because honestly, with their draft,
Dash.
with the
Dash,
Graves
teka lang. Pause
Yep.
mo muna. Dash.
uh-huh.
Hindi naman matatalo dito RQ eh. Oo,
That's
KGF.
true.
Korea.
PH lang malakas, di ba?
Korea.
Kaya,
Malakas ba mag-world trip yung mga yan?
tapos, pag tayo natalo dito pag ito ni Jigs mo Tatum
Ha? Hindi.
Pero I believe in RQ.
Imposible.
Lalong-lalo na if this is the draft of KDF. Because remember, their first, what I can say is that their top jungle and mid, with these picks that they do have, they don't have a lot going for them. Yes, they do have the damage. But when you have 3 DPS champions and you have not even massive, their CC is not even massive. That's why most of the
True.
time when it comes to Wild Rift, you only designate 1 or 2 DPS because you need to back it up with CC. And the problem with what KDF has, their CC is not even dependable. That's
Yeah,
why
exactly.
right now, KDF is in a. I think RQ has this win just because of this draft.
Parang yung sisibagan nila ay hindi robust, kumbaga, dash dito. And actually, one of the things that is a consequence of that is that RQ, they don't have to pick the Olaf. They could go with a little bit more aggression, a little bit more early damage, just to make sure that
They don't
they
need it.
yeah, exactly. Just to make sure that
Kasi
they
wala naman
propel
sila
themselves
sisi.
into late game. So they put Jazz on this Lee Sin. They put Jazz on a playmaker and someone who actually can roam the map a little bit faster than Olaf, can be a little bit more proactive a little early on. So the more na tinitingnan ko yung conversations between these two teams, no, mas pumapapuro talaga ako sa RRQ. Kasi, I mean, sure, meron kang Yone. Sure, you've got sustainable solo laners. But if you look at RRQ at the whole, they've got that too, on top of so much more. On top of that Ziggs na hindi dinay dito ng Kwangdong Freaks na sobrang sakit sa ulo sa kanila last game. This time, take a look at their comp. Anong sagot nila sa Ziggs? Apart from the Lux that can has the possibility to quote unquote do the same, I would argue not even true.
Ziggs is all I can say is that Ziggs is probably the best here for them because with Ziggs is probably your best bet if you want someone who can defend mid lane
yeah.
pretty easily, or at least not take the turrets, because Ziggs has those almost all of his skills. Not all of his skills are AoE, and that's why Ziggs is very dependable as a champion. Has a lot of damage too. But right now, it all depends on how RRQ plays this early game. RRQ has been known to be very aggressive, and with the composition that they do have, this is when they go massive as a team.
Yeah, excited talaga ako dito sa makikita kay Chaz, that first rotation or that before the first or that first objective. If my advantage na dito yung RRQ, that's gonna be absolutely terrifying here for Guangdong Freaks. Pero it's a little bit too early to say that. For the moment, it's still the gentleman's agreement. Wala tayo nakikitang cheese strat for either side, which is not surprising because of course this is already series point para sa RRQ. So Guangdong Freaks ayaw nilang i-risk na umabot pa tayo sa na matapos agad yung series. And here we go, first engagement on the top side. Exosen immediately rotating towards the Baron lane, so more of the same as the last game, Dash.
Yeah, I've been seeing both of our junglers just going for the full clear on both sides para makapag level 5 sila agad. And now, even with this sheer aggression, Exosen, no, talagang nagsastart na siya sa Baron lane. Doon na lang talaga siya nagsastart helping out Hyde para at least magkaparaya sila sa lane. Kasi on skill match-up lanes kasi, you need, with someone there, if ever nandun si Exosen, nandun si Noth, mawawala masyado yung skill match-up na yun. It all depends on how you play it. Pero ito, I think he just needs to be careful here.
Yeah. Grabe yung priority dito ng KDF just to secure that presence towards top side. Taunt connects, Exosen, body slam doesn't connect, but here comes Helios. Medyo half HP na siya, less than half HP. And Astral, nobody has any ults yet, so wala pa tayong makikitang explosive plays dito from either side. But once someone hits level 5 here on the side of RQ, apart from Helios, anyone can make a huge play on their side.
Yeah. Two members forced to flash onto the hands of RQ. Now, this is going to be big for KDF. They can use this on the next gank or maybe on the next scuttler that they want to get priority on. Very good advantage for Zeki. And Chaz not having the first kill of the game, or rather the first gank of the game at 2 minutes is a very big win already for KDF.
Yeah, absolutely. Kaya nga ngayon, no, naghahanap na si Chaz, pero tingnan mo yung positions ng mga members ng KDF dito. Everyone's playing safe apart from maybe Acrobat, because he knows that Chaz is in the mid lane anyway. So yeah, everyone just specifically targeting that early game of the Lee Sin. Gusto nilang i-deny yung early game presence, which is why medyo nahihirapan talaga dito si Kuya mo Chaz, no, Dash, kasi yung buong team ng KDF, they're like, wait lang, dahan-dahan lang tayo, si Chaz naka Lee Sin, and the early game, pag binigay natin dito, wala tayong comeback.
And problema ko kasi with Kuya Chaz not having the priority here is that you know how Lee Sin works, right? At level 5, you need to get a gank or maybe get one kill for your side, because it's like a Kha'Zix. Once you get that first kill, that is when everything gets going.
Yep.
But right now, the more KDF stalls this, the better it is for them, because their champions really play well in the late game.
Absolutely true.
Nabori. Oh wow, okay.
First item completed na agad dito kay Zeki, no, and Pressure is starting to mount on RQ's hands, which is why they're getting engaged on right now. But look at the amount of damage Helios Dominus
Helios?
popped, but the Ignite is just too much. Final Spark just for that insurance, and that's the first blood para sa KDF.
KDF playing this so well on the mid lane. They were able to take down Helios. They were able to catch him off guard. No vision in that part of the map. That's why they got it pretty easily.
Yeah, and I gotta commend KDF as well. No, they specifically targeted mid Helios because they are keeping track of his summoners.
Yes.
Alam nila na wala pa siyang flash, alam nila na wala pa rin flash si Chaz. So if they wanted to contest that, they would be risking a lot, which is why KDF, without hesitation, they went in for that mid priority, which actually opens up a lot. Alam mo, I'm really interested dito sa rotations ng RRQ, no? The moment that there's a little bit of change sa mid lane, whether it be ahead yung mid or particularly pag behind, tinatawag talaga nila si Marky towards the middle side, no? Just for a little bits of that parang pagsalo. Pero for the moment, Rift Herald and Drake spawning up. So RRQ, they have to make a play. Pero mukhang ipaprioritize sila dito yung Drake dahil sa advantage ng KDF yan.
Pretty important to note that RRQ really wants to get that Rift Herald, but because of this advantage that KDF has, they're not going to be taking it. And even Mountain Drake pa nga yung kukunin nila dito. And it's very beneficial for their team, yes.
Not too bad.
But KDF getting priority on the map if ever this Rift Herald would be able to take down one tower, especially top lane, because Zeki is going there.
Yeah, Zeki going up. Every ult is available.
Oh.
Hyde going in. That's the hawk
Doesn't have
shot connecting.
damage.
But exactly, Zeki is a little bit too tanky at this
Yeah.
point. Hyde ayaw pa niyang mag-commit doon. Exosen meron silang ult dito pero level 8 si Maru at si Zeki, so I doubt they'll be wanting to commit this unless Chaz makes that rotate towards the top side. Pero Dash, no, yung nakikita natin between this game and the last game is that even though RQ did not get the Rift Herald, unlike KDF na hindi nakapag-trade ng objectives, RQ nakuha sila ng Drake in response, which is not too bad for our squad.
Actually, RRQ taking the Drake and Rift Herald not getting any priorities, but looking at how KDF plays this data, they want to just let Zeki go for a farm because that is what they want to do, slowing down the game as slow as they could be. RRQ needs to break the stability that we have right now, because as long as we're equal in gold, man, this is going to be hard for RRQ.
Dito, si Zeke, Navori kanina here. Kahit sabihin natin na equal yung gold, no? Yung difference between Zeke and Chaz.
Yep. And we're seeing the fight right here.
Will not be able to. Yeah, exactly. Zeke in a very awkward spot, pero RQ nakuha na sila. Nice on kill done.
Yeah, and there you go. Yes, we got it. And Hyde right now onto the top lane, struggling.
Oh, Hyde. Exec ultimatum gets
Ignite
to survive for a sec, pero Ignite will not be permitting him of that longevity. 2 for 1, actually, in favor of KDF dito, no? So again, nakahanap sila ng trade this time around, Dash.
Yeah. Really great to see on the hands of KDF that they always find a way to go for trades, because RRQ, no, they're finding ways to get kills. They're finding ways to get win around the map. But KDF, they're not letting them. They're just backing away, not committing to anything. We don't need to risk anything, so that's why KDF right now are just on an advantage. And look at this, Rift Herald mid lane.
Oh, Rift Herald charging up to Shelly near sights. Is gonna be there, so Exosen is not gonna be able to engage in a fight for the moment. Hito Dash and RRQ, this is where it gets a little bit nerve-wracking para sa squad natin, though. Kasi Zeke is just getting farm over the map everywhere, and he's starting to assert his presence. No? I mean, at this point, it's the Graves getting a little bit more proactive than the Lee Sin is where it starts setting the pace for either of these squads, right? Ito na yung turning point. RQ, they have to find something soon. Pero mukhang si Hyde yung madadive dito sa top side. Level 10, yung dalawa yung katapat.
Parang gusto nila.
Is here as well. Pero Exosen called upon. Mega Inferno bomb mula kay Marky. So that buys them a lot of time. Pero, pwedeng mag-reset yung KDF. Pwede ulit nila gawin yun.
What I would like to point out, no, yung power ng isang Ziggs, pero wait lang, parang gusto pa nila sa top side.
Lapit dito ni Zeke, magharap lang sila. They have no idea because they have no vision. Nocto going in for the predict Exo Force to flash a little bit early.
Oh,
here comes the final spark into Hextech Ultimatum. Maru, little bit far forward, and RRQ with a decision making gets them one kill.
Masyado ka malakas, Kuya Maru. It's why RRQ was able to turn things around, and that's gonna be a great kill. And what RRQ needed from that fight.
A little bit of hesitation as well from KDF. I mean, they already started the fight pretty well. Pero nung nakita nila yung rotate ni Chaz doon, I believe, they started backing off. Medyo natakot sila. It's a Lee Sin na to, no? And that little bit of hesitation, and Maru immediately went down. Maybe if they went for the 3v3, I would argue kayang-kaya nilang manalo doon, no? Kasi they already got the start of the fight.
Yeah, this is the problem here, Datum. Yes, they were able to get it, but because they were able to use this Justice Punch already during that time, ito yung sinasabi ko sa composition nila. The problem is, how would they stick to the targets? That is the problem here for the side of KDF. After the Justice Punch, what else? Right now, RQ going for it.
Going forward, Riftchild is up, which means that they have to look for a fight, and Zeke gets popped by the Lee Sin. Ult, here comes the final spark, buying them a little bit of time, but the stasis only keeps
Stasis.
Exosin alive
Oh,
for
the
so
knock-off.
long, but Exosin still up and kicking,
Whoa!
and they deny
Exo!
the Justice Punch. Helios playing that to
Exo?
perfection chess, will be playing
What?
for his sins. Exo finally going down, so at the end of the day, it's 2 for 2, pero andito na si Ziggs, andito na si Barky, and that's going to keep them alive for now. RIQ 2 for 2 trade, and neither squad getting the Rift Herald.
2 for 2. Rift Herald still up, and we're gonna be having the Drake in just a bit. So maybe after this fight, we would be able to see both of them trading out. But look at this replay, everybody. We've seen that fight. It looked like RRQ was winning pretty well. Wait, what is happening? What was that replay? Direct.
Medyo napapagod na. Napapagod na si
Understandable,
direct
Direk,
natin, no?
understandable.
Pero, direct, yung susunod paano naman nung replay?
Pero guys, hindi si Otolus yung direct natin. So, wag siya. Kasi, antok na ata. Pero ito, RRQ.
9 o'clock na yun. So, anong oras na ba dun sa kanila ngayon?
Ganun rin ata. Or kaya 1 hour.
Amaga sila matulog dun eh.
Pero Chaz,
Okay. Wow! Getting it without contestation as well, Zeke, and with a nice attempt to steal that. But RRQ, at least they have a little bit of a presence, a little bit of an advantage right now. But how long can they hold this? How long can they, or can they even stretch this further? Because at this point, they still need to. I mean, 2 items na yung
Almost
dalawa
71, yeah.
sa tatlong carries dito ng Kwangdong Freak. So RQ, while they can keep up, it's arguable how long they can keep doing this. I mean, I think they can dash kasi meron pa rin silang little bit of momentum off of that fight and off of getting the Rift Herald. But
Power
after
down,
that,
topside.
pag
Oy!
nakaporma na dito,
That's big.
yung KDF, pwede
That's
silang
big.
pumalag. But here we go,
Ay.
Shelly charging up. So RQ, makakuha sila ng trade.
Okay, that's big, everybody. That's big. With what we're seeing right now from RRQ, they forced the members of KDF to go on the top side because they want to take the tower against Hyde. Kasi nakita nila si Hyde, they got vision on the top side of the map. They wanted to get it, but RRQ knew what to do. They saw a potential. They do have vision a while ago onto the top side of the jungle, and that's why they just went in for that Rift Herald in the mid lane. Saw the chance, gets the Rift Herald, even gets the bottom lane turret. So that's a big priority for the side of RRQ.
Yeah, exactly. Getting that mid lane turret, as we've been mentioning since the start of the series, really cracks open the map for you. And when you are RRQ, when you are in this type of situation where you're not sure if you're ahead, you're not sure if you can still engage these fights, getting that mid lane tier 1 is certainly a step forward. Gonna give you that confidence to step on and get a little bit more vision. Pero KDF, alam nila yun, which is why dinideny nila yung RQ na makapasok dito sa River North. Naghahanap pa nga siya ng engagement, pero hindi pa connect yung taunt. But at this point, KDF Dash, ang dami nilang pwedeng gawin. Dami nilang choices. RQ, at this point, they're brute forcing their way this map control that they have. But still, pressure is on RQ to start a fight soon.
Look at this, though. Look at what RRQ is doing. If they're not going to be able to take any kills, the better thing to do is just trade some
Get
turrets
objectives,
against them because they have advantage anyway. Might as well take some turrets against you guys and try to win out in a way na at least magkaka-advantage kami sa mapa, magkakaroon kami ng mas maraming chance to go for fights.
Yeah, and this is what I love about RQ, right? Their macro. It's just so consistent. Kahit sabihin natin na hindi sila ahead, kahit sabihin natin na hindi as solidified yung yung position nila in the game being ahead. Here we go though, going in with a Sonic Wave. Chaz gets chipped down to half HP, forcing out the flash. Astral actually doesn't use the Fate Sealed for the moment. So RQ, they're getting it chunked down right now. Nawalan ng flash dito si Chaz, which could be massive in the following moments. Pero for the moment though, wala namang pwedeng kuning objective dito yung KDF unless they want to risk the Baron. So RQ still looking pretty good in this mid-side defense.
Great defense again from RQ. Not giving them the chance to take any towers. Astral though.
Here we go. Sonic Wave connects, and that is a
Wow.
cost just not connecting. But that's Mike securing the kill onto Astral. Chaz immediately responds with a kill. Kahit wala siyang flash, still makes a play, and they're actually threatening Baron dito, no Dash, drawing potentially a lot of attention from KDF. Pero RQ hindi nila start.
Hindi pa nila kaya at this point. Okay? They're not risking taking the Baron unless Zeki is down. I think if ever magkakaroon ng chance tayo to take the Baron, KDF has a bigger chance of taking it just because they do have 3 DPS. Sinabi nga natin yun kanina. And so far, from what we're seeing from RRQ, they're slowly taking over the map. Napapansin mo ba yun na our KDF is forced to be reactive. Kasi RRQ is now the ones dictating where the fight is gonna be because they're the ones who have more towers on their side.
Exactly. And that's a consequence of them becoming, or rather brute forcing those towers, right? And RQ, again, I have to point out just how good their macro is. Just knowing kung saan nila kailangan magbigay ng attention to or mag-prioritize ng pressure is just single-handedly what's turning this game for their favor. I mean, out of nothing, nagkaroon tayo dito ng around 2,000 gold lead no for RRQ. But the thing is, Dash, they have to start being careful at this point. They have to pick their battles. Kasi 3 items na dito si Kuya Mizeki. Magti 3 items na rin si Astral, no? So they have to really pinpoint which fights to take and which not. And with North pushing forward, oti-oti nang na-challenge dito yung presence ng RRQ.
Yeah, RRQ needs to start anything that they can. Remember, they do have the Hull Breakers. They can start a fight if they want to. They want to go for in.
Here we go, and that's only a 1 HP Lee Sin. Chaz forced to use the stasis.
that
And now, ginamit na
damage,
dito
though.
yung cast. Gusto talaga nila makuha dito yung Infernal Drake. 1,000 HP mukhang hindi makakontest.
Oh.
Mega Inferno Bomb is not going to get them anything. RQ though forces the flash out of
backline,
hide.
though.
Here comes the Fate Shield. Pero
Marky.
mukhang hindi siya makakatakas doon. For the moment, there we go though in the back line. And that's a dead Galio on top of a dead
Look at Maru.
jungler. And RQ, hinahabol na nila. Members dito ng KDF. 1 HP left on everyone, but RQ, they take 2 kills as a trade for the Drake.
Okay, remember, during that fight, Chaz was super low in HP. They gave the Infernal Drake just for them to take the kills. KDF thought that they had the advantage, and that's why, during that time, they just went in, tried to go for some kills, but they didn't get away with it. And now, because Zeki is down,
Baron.
like what we were saying a while ago, Baron is gonna be for free for RQ.
Yeah, exactly. 5 people standing a lot of damage. Kills on
wait,
HP.
really?
So medyo magkakontest dito si
Canceling it.
Maru. They actually are looking for the
No
engage
flash,
instead.
though.
Grand Challenge is ginamit na dito, but the Fate Shield is not available for Astral. There comes the Lee Sin ult, and Maru going for the 1v1, but look at how powerful Chaz
Oh,
still
wow,
is at this
cancel.
point. At least RQ did not lose any members, and they still have a little bit of an advantage.
I thought they're gonna be taking that Baron, but they got distracted by the presence of Maru. They didn't have any damage with those people who were alive. Yes, Astral was there, but he won't be able to do anything if ever. Acrobat is not gonna be hitting all those light bindings, but RRQ didn't try to take it. They didn't want to take any risks, so we're
Exactly.
seeing KDF almost taking control because most of their members already have three items.
Oo, kasi alanganin no? Medyo hindi sure. Kasi low HP nga naman sila, 1 HP si Hyde, pero ito na si Chaz going in with the ult,
Kick.
pushes that Fiora
Oh,
back.
riposte.
Beautiful riposte is just gonna buy him a little bit of time, but Maru is gonna go down. So pwede ulit
Never
sila
mind
maghanap ng Baron dito, Dash.
Hindi pala maganda yung repost kasi
Deny lang din.
pero RQ now with that kill, they're gonna be trying to take this. Oh, aggressive though, RQ.
Taunt connects and in the front of everyone. Explosive
Explosive
still
tap.
survives, but the Mega Inferno Bomb.
Whoa.
Stasis gets popped by Acrobat, so that's a
Oh,
hero's
no.
entrance. Here comes the Nux. Here comes the Stasis from both
Backline,
of
though.
our
Astral.
solos. And Exosen still surviving for so long. One member went down for
Bot lane,
KDF.
though.
RQ again, low HP. Pero the entire time, Helios pushing in the Dragon lane. So at the end of the day, nakahanap pa sila ng kill, nakahanap pa sila ng push. RRQ still ahead in terms of macro.
Tingnan mo si Marquino. Kasi dahil nasa mid lane siya, he can take down the tower anytime he wants to. Kaya hindi na kinocommit ng side ng RRQ itong mid lane kasi pwedeng-pwede basagin ni Marquino anytime. But right now, what we need to point out is how RQ plays the map. They're forcing KDF on a
Yes.
place while someone is pushing. And that's why this kumbaga, kung non-committal kanina yung KDF, yung RRQ
Oh.
rin. That's what they're doing right now.
Non-committal. Parang brings back a lot of
A lot of
bad
memories.
memories dito.
What?
Pero I do agree with their RRQ. They are playing
memories.
bad
Okay,
memories.
okay.
They're playing this composition against KDF so well. Kanina ko pa pinapoint out no kung gaano kalakas at the current state si Ziki kasi kanina pa siya 3 items pero RRQ they rarely put KDF at a spot where they can go on for a fight that is full front to back because RRQ they know that there is a possibility that hindi sila mananalo doon. So they always split the map, always look for these picks and surprisingly they keep finding it because of just how good they are playing around this
no
map.
way.
Exo again getting caught off finally this time baka malaglag
Stasis.
siya. Stasis
May
pops
flash siya.
immediately and RRQ is gonna be bailing him out for now. So Exosen, comfortable siya na mag-step forward for the moment
Another top
habang
tower!
nagpo-push si Helios sa sideline dito.
Helios. Grabe naman yung mga towers na kinukuha ni Helios. RRQ are just taking towers by towers while Exosen is just baiting out. Yes, I'm gonna bait this stasis. It's okay because we're gonna be taking a tower anyway and nag-cooldown naman siya. And that's why RRQ knows how to play the map so well. And KDF so far, even though they're the ones at the advantage when it comes to items, item breakpoints, sila yung may lamang, RRQ still finds ways around the map.
Exactly. And ewan ko kung planado ba yun ng RRQ or nagkataon
I
lang
think
na
it is.
the moment na pumasok sa Exosen to bait them towards that side, towards the blue side, nagpo-push si
Look at
Helios
this.
sa top side. Pero ito na, this is the Drake. This is the one they need to get both of the squads.
Marky.
And Duff going for the double taunt. Marky is still in the back line. Walang nagpo-push on the sideline this time, but they have to
hide.
commit to a fight. Not half HP. Acrobat denying him of any more space. Fate Shield is available. 4,000 and taking pababa dito. Kailangan makahanap ng spike dito. And it will be for the side of KDF. And now, they're looking for the kills. They're looking for RRQ. One goes down. Chaz is out for the count as well. RRQ, they had to secure that Drake. But 3 members go down. And the
Oh no!
Elder Drake for
RRQ.
KDF.
They lost all their members. They weren't able to get that. I saw the Drake getting onto 400 HP, but they weren't able to smite it in the end. Now KDF has a chance to take this Baron, and RRQ lost that fight because we've seen it. Nobody on KDF wanted to go inside the Drake. Look at this. Even if the Fate Seal didn't hit, it didn't matter. Because with this, they're not pressuring Zeki enough. That's why Zeki was able to get a lot of damage onto the turret, and they line up perfectly to that final spark. And that's why KDF just took the Baron and the Elder Drake.
They have to buy time your dash, but how can they do so? This is the first game na hindi makakahanap ng macro play ang RQ because they have to stay in their base. They have to hold the line in these lanes and they can't look for fights because that's an Elder Drake on top of the Baron. So RQ,
Oh,
they
man.
have to play back. This is the first time in this entire game that they have to play exclusively
Yeah.
in a reactive manner. And let's see how they're going to do that against these odds.
Yeah.
Because also, apart from the fact that there's the Elder Drake, the scaling is already done for KDF. They are
The
ahead.
problem, yeah. The problem with the Ziggs, when you have the Baron on your team, Ziggs is not going to be clearing that out, but wow, that final spark. Oh, man.
Mukhang mag-game din tayo dito. Dash
Oo
Marky
nga eh.
goes down. Not a
I
lot
blame
wave
Tatum.
clear anymore. Wala eh! Parang mananalo sila for sure eh. Pero ito na. Tingnan natin kung mahold nila yung line. 4v5 and the Baron is ticking. 1, 2
Oh,
inhibited
wow.
turrets going down. Do they have the wave clear? No, they
One
don't. Hextech
more
ultimatum.
binding.
But look at the damage from Maru. Muntik na malaglag doon. But here pops. Isa, dalawa, went down and Hyde is trying to stay
Oh!
alive. But here comes KDF
Game
securing
3.
Game 2.
Kala ko pa naman mag-game 2 na tayo. Match point na yun for the side of RRQ. But because of that, they weren't able to force Zeki. During the whole game, I've seen Zeki hindi man lang makalapit si Zeki when it comes to the fight. Kasi pag lumapit siya, there's a lot of things ready for him. A lot of CC. But during that last fight, Zeki positioned himself pretty well. Nobody on the hands of RRQ was able to look at him. And that is a big problem at that point. Kasi nakapag-farm up lang si Zeki doon. He was full HP. Kaya kahit isisi siya ng RRQ, they were still able to he was still able to survive.
Yeah, exactly. So RQ, yung yung kumbaga time limit dito hindi naabot ng RRQ no. Even though they were playing it so well up until this point where up until that Elder Dragon fight, dapat kasi hindi umabot na sa point na yun given their composition. So that really is the turn factor there for KDF na kahit sabihin natin 50-50 yun, kung walang Elder Drake or kung hindi man nag-spawn yung Elder Drake at this point in numbers wise ahead na talaga yung KDF because of their scaling, because of their comp. It's kahit sabihin natin na hindi nakahanap si Ziki ng opportunity, laging nakakasa.
And makikita rin ito.
Fights and
hello. And okay, so ako na. So on this whole highlight, everybody, makikita natin dito yung I think that is si Datum, pero with something that we would like to point out during this fight, it was a great fight for RRQ. Pero yung last fight, gusto makita yung last fight with Elder kasi that is where everything went in favor. Look at this. Sobrang free ni Zeki na humihit lang dito and walang nagpo-poke sa kanya. Tapos natabaan pa sila ng final spark, silang tatlo. And that's what? That's the reason why they lost. That's may Elder Drake pa. That was enough para maubos din yung RRQ.
Yeah.
It was in the advantage of RRQ until that point lang na nag-Elder na.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even then, some would argue na hindi na naman in the advantage RRQ. Pero yun nga, final spark.
Yung
Marky.
final spark lang na yun.
Si Marky pa talaga yung nalaglag Si Marky yung kailangan talaga nila for the wave clear dito. So, unfortunately talaga for RRQ, we will be going to game number 3. Pero, sure naman. Sure win naman to. Sure win.
Anong tawag dito, pre? Nakita mo yung nangyari dun kay Marky? Yun yung ganti sa nangyari kanina kay Not.
Oo nga, no?
75% from 75% burra.
Ganti ng api.
Grabe, as in, grabe. Hindi natin. Kailangan, silipin natin ulit. Asa na ba yun?
Pinakita nila sa highlight.
Pinakita nila sa highlights pero ayo nga kailangan sa highlights siya kailangan sa highlights sa tignan para naka-focus dun kay Marky. May final spark ulit
Ayun.
Ito na.
Makakatulog siya
Isang
dyan.
collateral damage. Collateral damage tawag dun, di ba? Mula kay Zeki. Tas eto pre, ilan yan? Ilang percent yan ng buhay?
75 eh.
Ganun na.
Oo. Tas
Tapang!
tulog.
Wala pang electro kit yun kasi hindi naman magpo-proc yung electro kit sa isang skin.
Isang one hit lang
Wala pang anong passive eh. Deluxe lang Talagang ult lang eh.
Boom! Sumabog lang parang... Pero ganyan talaga. Kung ikaw si Marky, kahit may flash ka nun, pa-flashan mo ba yun? Parang hindi eh.
Hindi rin eh.
Hindi mo i-expect eh.
Expect eh. Ayos OT muna tayo.
Malabas yung age natin.
Ano nangyari sa'yo? Yung sa net mo?
Wala ka man.
Nangyayari talaga to sometimes.
Ay, ganun. Naku.
Maulan ba dyan?
Hindi naman.
Kanina dito maulan pero ngayon okay na. OT pa nga!
Yes.
OT pa nga.
Game 3.
Walang game sounds tong ikot.
Oo nga eh.
Nangingirita na nga ako walang game sounds eh. Parang meron pero wala. Ayun, pero dito meron, may tunog sila dyan. Pero pag doon sa game sounds, wala.
So game mo low.
Tamad eh.
Yung replay ka kanina
Yung replay kanina natawa ko kasi wala siyang wala sa focus.
Oo. Ano nga pala
Antok na,
tawag
antok na
dito?
si Direk.
Nakita niyo yung bagong item? May isang buo ng bagong item
Horizon focus ba?
Si Zeki. Hindi si Zeki. LDR.
Yung Lord Dominix.
Ayun Ayun, silipin natin dito yung itemizations. Navori first item, Bloodthirst. Tas may crit kasi yung LDR dito.
Lord Dominix.
Ito lang yung penetration item na nagkaroon ng crit sa history ng League of Legends. No?
Tama, yeah.
Or sa PC ba nagkaroon ng armor penetration item na nagkaroon ng crit? Parang wala no?
Meron ang
Talaga ba?
LDR.
Meron na rin talaga?
Matagal na. Yeah.
Okay.
Dominix record. Iba lang yung effect niya. Yung passive kasi dito, di ba, attack speed.
Dito, dun yata Giant Slayer nung pag mas mataas yung HP.
Exactly.
Okay lang. Kumbaga, may Giant Slayer kasi na rin eh. So,
Oo nga
doon
pala,
na lang
no?
inaasa.
Oo nga pala.
Kung gusto mo mag-Giant Slayer. Kaso kasi, kung ganito ba, aasahan mo ba na mas mataas eh? Pwede, no?
Totoo naman.
Mas mataas yung HP
Actually,
ni Hyde ni Chance ni Hideo sa kanya. Kasi wala naman siya bubuing item na ano,
ah,
for HP.
pero kasi mas malaki yung gap sa sa PC, sa HP compared dito. Kaya mas
Kaya worth, sobrang
mainam.
worth.
Oo, mas mainam
May
na
mga nagsi-second item na Lord Dominix eh.
Wala na. Akala ko nga bubuo ng Horizon Focus tong si ano eh. Si Acrobat, hindi eh, no?
Oo nga eh. Pag nag-Horizon focus pa siya, no?
Lolo.
Standard lang, no?
100 HP. 100% papasabugin yan.
Oh my G. Pero okay lang. I mean, at least nakakita tayo ng isa na namang bagong champion na pwedeng maging
Graves,
question
no?
mark. Oh, kasi face rush to eh. Di ba bago yung face rush dito? Yung dumadagdag yung ability haste plus yung S1, S2, S3 mo. Tumataas din yung parang nabori. Parang mini nabori. Tapos mayroon ka ditong nabori.
Nabori pa.
Oo. So, ang bilis. Ang kailangan lang naman ng Graves, maka-dash eh. Para yung True Grit Armor, diba? Tapos smoke screen, yung tsaka yung something line. Hindi ko na maalala yung skill ng Graves. Sobrang minsan niya lang gamitin sa pro. Parang, ano ba yung yung...
End of the line ba
End
yun?
of the
Yung
line
cue?
yun. End of the line. Smoke screen. Hindi ko alam yung dash. Basta
Yung
yun
grit.
dash. True grit. Oo, pero kasi passive yun eh. Oy boy,
Oo nga pala.
naalala mo kahapon, di ba nag-usap tayo yung Wukong? Sabi ko, wala nang stone skin.
Aha.
Wala na, pre.
Wala na nga.
Wala.
Ano na lang siya, yung... Ano tawag doon?
Bago
na
yung
ginagawa na
crashing
stone
crashing
skin niya?
blows eh. Yung bago na yung skill ng Wukong eh. Kasi naalala ko nga noon, sabi ko, yung passive nga ng Wukong, di ba, stone skin. Ngayon, crashing blows na.
So, ano
Pero ito
nangyayari?
nila yung pangalan.
Nagsistack?
Hindi, ito. Ang
Increased
nangyayari,
damage?
oo. Nagkakaroon lang siya ng additional damage.
Stack.
Dati kasi, stone skin yan, di ba? Yung, sa PC ba? Ano ba
Pag
skills
dumadami.
ni Wukong skills PC? Lol. Huwag na natin lagay PC. Stone skin pa rin siya rito sa PC, pre. Legit ba to? Tingin nyo, legit
alam
to?
ko legit yan eh.
Oo,
Legit yan
oo.
eh.
Updated pati yan.
Kasi, ano tawag dito? Nga, bakit nila tinanggal? Mas gusto nila maging damage si Wukong sa top. Damage
Diba?
focused.
Tapos ito, crushing
Weird.
blow, ang pangalan nun sa golden staff, diba? Sa Wild Rift. Pero crushing blow talagang naalala ko sa ano. Ito, Nimbus Strike talaga. Ito, decoy.
Decoy.
Pero Warrior Trickster yun nandito.
Cyclone.
Ayun, so, another thing na kailangan natin i-consider pag nagkakas ng Wild Rift. Ano ba yan? Magkaiba na kasi sila talaga.
Naiibang skill eh.
Oo, may naiibang skill. Oy, yun na
Oy!
nga.
Oy!
Welcome back, mga manggi ko. What's up, mga manggi ko? Okay na. Alright, welcome back.
Ito na.
Ito na.
Okay.
Wala sounds
Babalik.
talaga. Sin zero.
Oo nga eh.
Ano man yun?
Wala.
Baka sa Twitch Earp, meron kaya. May difference
Oo
kaya.
nga. Sige.
Baka
Kaso kasi
sakali.
baka hindi kaya alin ng Twitch eh. Baka lumabo kasi pagka Twitch.
Kasi nag-auto,
Hindi, tsaka makain sa bandwidth ng Twitch eh.
Talaga. Ganun.
Totoo.
Kaya lang. Wala rin, ganun din eh.
Wala rin. Direct, baka naman.
Baka naman.
So, kasi, di ba pag yung mga off-screen na kung ano-anong pinapalabas nila, malakas naman yung sound. Sa kanila na to, di na pinagdadamot lang
Diyan lang
talaga nila
talaga.
yung sounds. Wala na kang komentaryo, pinagdamot pa yung sounds. Ayos ba yun? Kaya mo na. Alright, good luck sa inyo. GG Wap.
Okay, thank you.
Game
Let's
number
go.
3. Dash.
Yes.
And bands now coming out and grabe talaga yung priority dito sa solo laners ng Guangdong Freaks, no? Kali, Zed, and Raven. So, parang hindi na naman na-ban dito si Yone and si Gwen. So, I'm gonna expecting priority here on both of those picks. Guangdong, sila na naman yung makakuha ng Yone this time around.
So far, the Yone pick from the hands of Guangdong Freaks. We haven't seen it as effective as we expect, no? But, at least yung destruction of the Yone is there. That there's a threat in the late game. There's fate sealed na kailangan nila tignan. And that's why KDF still prioritizes this. And we all know, Korean teams really love the Yone.
Yeah. And ang galing din kasi ng RQ nung pag-play around that Ione. Lagi silang nagbibigay ng respect the moment they see Ione across the map. So yeah, medyo talaga nakakaroon ng success dito. Kwangdong bringing out the Kazakhs
Kha'Zix,
though. So this is
really.
gonna be a particularly interesting take, especially dahil game number 3 na tayo, no? Everything to lose in this series and they're willing to risk
Maybe
it
get
with the
Lux.
Kazakhs. So sure, why not?
Yeah, that's what you need. Yeah, with KDF needed to get the Lux, they needed something to answer the Ziggs. Because right now, Morgana and Ziggs, or Morgana and Vex, aren't really the best answers for the Ziggs right now. That's why the Lux should be an answer. I hope na hindi natin uli makita yung Final Sparks. Final Spark. Na ginawa niya kanina kay, kay Marky. So yes, with this RQ securing the Lee Sin again against the Kazakhs. This is basically the normal thing to do. When you see a Kazakhs, get the Lee Sin. When you see the Lee Sin, get the Kazakhs.
Yeah, exactly. Classic na responses to each other. But if you were to pick one, Dash, in terms of favor, which would you like better in your
I
comp?
think you know who I hate the most.
I mean, let's just paalam lang natin sa viewers natin. Why as well.
Hindi, kasi most of the time, the problem with Kazakhs,
Okay,
especially,
so
is that
Lee Sin
there's
yung gusto
not
niya.
there's not a lot of times for you to isolate unless because most of the time when it comes to the competitive scene, people go for big 5v5 fights and you usually don't have a chance to isolate. If the team knows how to play against the Kazakhs, and a lot of teams do, that is going to become a problem. But here, kanina, we have seen KDF knowing how to answer a Lee Sin, so maybe they do know what to do against them.
Yeah, and the thing is, Dash, yung pick nila kanina Graves, it's more of late game. But when you have a Kazakhs that can do more earlier against a Lee Sin, that's what scares me in this type of composition for KDF. I mean, sure, the rest of their comp looking the same, pero ito na, Wukong. We were just talking about this. One of the things that is parang yung goal ng Riot for Wukong here in Wild Rift is to make him more of a fighter, a damage dealer, instead of a tanky-esque laner. So yeah, I would be expecting more of that and even more of a challenge para kay Chaz dito na huwag ma-invade, na ma-challenge yung early game niya.
Yeah, not even forcing the Gragas that we've seen a while ago. Now with this is gonna be going to Helios in the mid lane to have a lot of AP damage from this team already. And from what we're seeing, there's a big balance of damage, and Fiora just going for most likely Hyde is just gonna go for 1v1s. This is gonna be good, but this is usually the answer for the early game of the Fiora. The Wukong is so far a great answer kasi yung sustain niya is really good.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of safety on the side of RQ dito. No, they've got two long range pokers and wave clearers, but actually that opens up a little bit more opportunities para sa Kazakhs na to isolate these targets. So RQ, I'm a little bit worried on that regard para kay Helios and Marky, particularly Helios. Kasi Marky, he can play so back. He can play just for the Mega Inferno Bomb and play very from a very safe distance. Meanwhile, for Helios, he has to play a little bit closer just to get that consistent DPS in. So that prospect scares me a little bit for the side of RQ dito, no? But for the most part, very cohesive composition on both sides. I have to say, I do like the composition of Guangdong Freaks because they can layer a lot of these engages, right? You got the Cyclone on top of the Fate Seal dito ni Astra, and they've got disengage potential as well para sa Lee Sin into the Galio combo.
And with what we have from RQ and KDF, what we're seeing, sinabi mo na nga kanina, Daydom, there's a lot of engages from the side of RQ, and KDF has the perfect answers. The Cyclone from the Wukong, Gragas with the explosive cast. This is going to be a hard fight. Almost the same as what happened a while ago, Daydom. KDF wouldn't want RQ to be confident in engaging. That's why they picked these champions against them.
Exactly. And I wonder what RQ is going to plan or what they're planning to deal with Ziki is last time. Kasi yung ginawa nila last game, no, just ignore Ziki. Avoid Ziki at all costs. Can they do that again against a Kazakhs? Should they do that again against a Kazakhs? I'm not so sure, because if they just pivot so much attention like a 2v1 against that Kazakhs, mas madaling shut down si Ziki, and he has to play forward anyway, especially against a Lee Sin in this early game. There's a lot more chances for Chaz to get that early game advantage against a Ziki in this matchup. So I'm not sure what the plan is for RQ here, but the thing is they have to shut down these Kazakhs, right? They have to not let Kazakhs snowball. They have to not let Kazakhs do anything because that's a Kazakhs, right? If you shut down a Kazakhs, he's useless. basically, basically.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Honestly, whenever Kazakhs, it's almost the same. It's almost the same envelope as what an Olaf does. Like if you don't get the early game advantage as a Kazakhs, but if or an Olaf, you're just gonna be like an entitled minion, maybe. So that's why Zeki needs to.
Entitled minion.
Yeah, needs to get something here. He needs to snowball or at least get some kill, maybe equal to Chaz, because Chaz, at least with the Lee Sin, has a bit of utility with the Dragon's Rage.
Of course. Ito na. Nakita natin yung so much priority towards this first scuttler on the top side kanina, no? Pero mukhang ngayon, RQ, they're planning on getting a little bit of turret damage in
Really?
mid lane instead. This is a very, very interesting
Oh.
strat here. Sobrang zoned out. The Astral gonna get denied of so much here. Meanwhile, KDF, they don't know how to respond to this because RQ, this is a very interesting strat that not a lot of people do. And this time, it's actually quite effective.
Remember, they had vision a while ago on the top side jungle. That's why they went in for that. KDF, they saw Noth going onto the top side, and that's why they just went in, give Helios all he needs in order for him to scale up into the late game. And imagine the amount of damage this two would give in the late game. Marky and Helios
Oh, yeah.
in the late game, their damage, the Rocket Barrage, and here onto the mid lane.
Body
Do have
slam.
some damage onto Exosen. He's not gonna die here, but at least they were able to force him out. Knowing where Zeki is right now, REQ can answer accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. They're not really looking for anything for the moment, not really looking for the risk. Nihintay lang nila na magkaroon ng ultimates, yung key members dito, particularly Exosen, maybe, Marky dito, pero meron ng ulti. Si Chaz, may Dragon's Rage na. They can potentially look for a play on the top side of the map, or if ma-isolate dito si Ziki, if makapag-group up si Chaz and hide and potentially weed out that cockroach, pwede silang makahanap ng pick-off done. But it seems like RQ not really gearing for anything too aggressive yet. I mean, yes, we're seeing Chaz path towards the Baron lane, but I'm not. They don't have any information yet that Ziki is here on the top side of the map. So, medyo gentleman's agreement muna tayo dito na. Bit of a slower-paced game, but it's better safe for the moment, given that it is a series point for both of our squads. Yung first objective talaga dito, yung playing for them dito. And now that Exosen has got the ult, though, things might change for RQ.
Yeah. With RQ, still doing the same thing, almost the same rotations. We're not going to be seeing any action except for Chaz and Zeki finding opportunities. Okay, light binding is down now, so that's not going to be a kill in the bot lane for sure.
Yeah. Marquis isolated. This is something that we see a lot of in the past couple of games. So Ziki not gonna be, because of that second light binding not connected either. Ziki is just gonna back off. And so far, the only advantage that we're seeing across the board right now, no, is that mid lane when they funneled a lot of that third plating over towards Helios. I mean, sure,
Yep.
200 gold lang yan, pero tira mo yung difference, it's immediately shows on the scoreboard. For Manamune completed para dito kay Helios. Meanwhile, for Astral, naka-Vampiric Scepter lang siya. Tsaka a little bit of attack speed. Wala pa siyang boots. So, pagka nagkaroon ng fight towards this mid lane, you can almost guarantee that there is a little bit more damage on Helios' side. And especially because he is a Corki as well, giving him a lot of that priority towards the early game. Pero mukhang 24 seconds left on the first objective. Parang mas pinaprioritize talaga dito ng RRQ, yung Drake.
What's great about this, though, is that we're seeing Astral and Helios pitted against each other, and Helios just gaining the advantage. You don't usually see that when you have a Corki in lane, but because it's Yone we're talking about, he doesn't have enough damage to shut down Helios, and he's forced to go for Blade of the Ruin King first item as usual, kasi yun yung laging first item nila in order for them to get it, but the Justice Punch. Great bait from Zeki. No more flashes for RQ. But now everybody is going on the top side. Zeki still has his flash and his ultimate is down. They can go for a fight here. Not still has the explosive gas. Look at this. They were able to get the light binding onto Exo Sen. They do have the ultimate though. Look at this. Another fight though. That's going to be the package stolen. The Rift Herald, great kill from Chaz. And they're backing away from the fight. Marky's going to fall down. He's sinking, but they were able to get the triumph on him. That's going to be Big Hill is fighting out. Acrobat 1v1ing with the damage. That's going to be the light binding. And that's going to be the kill. RRQ 2 for 3. Yes, they lost. But still, that was a good fight for RRQ.
Hey, they got the Drake, and that was just 2 for 2. Their dash. So RQ at the end
Oh,
of the
right,
day,
Chaz.
they still, all things considered, they still won that despite the awkward start here. We saw the flash
What a
getting baited,
steal.
but look at that. With the final hits getting the Rift Herald and the package dash, I have to highlight that it split up the fight. Beautiful stuff there from Helios. Also keeping himself alive for so long to buy enough time for Hyde to survive really cements the advantage for RRQ now. They got the Rift Herald and they can use it to get that first turret, and they do immediately.
Everybody's waiting for their cooldowns for them to get this Infernal Drake.
Yes,
Astral is
Infernal.
waiting for the Fate Seal. I think this is the right time for RRQ to start the fight. As long as they don't have these ultimates, there's going to be big ultimates. RRQ needs to be careful around here. The light binding hits Exo Sen again, and he needs to back away. The damage from Marky was crazy. Now they need to back away. They do have them again. Infernal Web onto the backline. Astral is left alone. He's isolated on the bottom side of the map. RRQ wants to go for a fight again. Hyde puts the grand challenge up. Maru answers back with a Cyclone, but they don't want to do anything anymore with this, and they have it again. RRQ can reset for this. Helios still has his ultimate. They still have the grand entrance, or rather the hero's entrance, onto the hands of Exo Sen if ever they want to go in.
Sonic
Here
Wave.
comes the hero's entrance. Would be able to hit nobody, but it's okay. If Exo Sen dies here, they can still take the Drake, but no, it was taken by Zeki. The backline is now breached. Zeki is chasing Marky. Will he be able to? No, because Helios is here with exhaust to save his teammate. 2 of 4 for 1 for RRQ.
4 kills. They trade away the Drake, but they take 4 kills. Dash, that is a huge gold lead here for the side of RQ. Muntik pang malaglag dahil sa last spark, pero nakahanap pa sila ng isang turret. So RRQ, lumamang pa nga dito yung RQ, and I have to highlight how that fight started. Hyde was coming in from the back line, and the super mega Inferno bomb make it so awkward for the members of KDF to find an avenue here. Sure, they'd lost that Drake, but by that time 3 members already down for the count. This was a desperation play from Zeki because he knew that he was going to die anyway, gonna look for something else instead, but RQ deny him of that. They take the gold lead and they take a turret.
Yeah, the way you play around this is that RRQ just needs to do that again. They're split up. They're not fighting against members of KDF pretty easily. And most of the time what they do is that they don't let themselves get isolated just for Zeki to not get any priority. This is what I'm saying, Daniel. This is what I'm saying about Kha'Zix. 0-2 right now.
Yeah, said the same thing. if Kha'Zix goes behind,
might be best friends with Owen later on.
Dash, tama na, please. Tama na. Tama na, please. Masyado nating na-milk yung joke na yun. Zeki Owen 2 right now, folks. And this is
Best
where...
friends with Owen. Yes.
This is where, again, RQ shines. And look at the decision-making once more. Astro.
Wow. Okay. Wow! Oh, look at that, Tatum. He was forced to use Fate Sealed. Great timing for RQ, and Helios didn't even use the package during that time.
Grabe talaga dito yung RRQ na. Si Zeke na naman yung napagtripan nila. 0-2 on Zeke.
Okay.
And they just know how to play around these key members. They know their win conditions. This time around, masyado talagang conditional yung Kha'Zix. I do not like the Kha'Zix per se as well. I mean, I don't hate him like you do. But I do not like the Kha'Zix because of that regard. But here, speaking of Kha'Zix, Zeke might be looking for something, pero laging nandun agad yung sagot ni Chaz. Oh, dito rin siya.
Because the referral is going to be up. That's why Chaz is always here again. Again, with what happened, with Helios not having the package, that's going to be easy for KDF. They had the vision. They forced RRQ to back away. Kaya it was an easy take sa referral.
Yeah. But, take the referral, take the Drake, pero 5,000 gold lead para sa RRQ. And 2,000 of that ay nandito lang sa mid-lane matchup natin. Helios getting that Triforce is a massive damage bump here.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Does that remind you of anything? Does that remind you of any champion? That mechanic? That buff sharing mechanic? Oh, but before that, no hide is gonna go in on the top side. That's gonna be the hero's entrance. Would be able to hit onto Seki. Not gonna be able to kill Never. I doubt it. But no, he was able to get the kill anyway. 1-for-1. And Chaz once more. He wants blood. Mega Inferno Bomb. He's gonna be hit. And that's gonna be another kill. Exosen too deep into the battle. But oh, look at Chaz. What was that? Look at what he did. Fate sealed onto Exosen. Is gonna be executing him out. And that's a 2-for-2.
At the end of the day, 2-for-2 trade, but Helios pushing on the sideline. So again,
this man,
RRQ na naman yung makakahanap ng advantage dito. And other than the fact that they take a lot of that bot lane control, they get a lot of farm on Helios as well, who's already so far ahead. Tignan mo, wala man lang
level
threat dito.
11.
Walang threat si North, walang threat si Astral, kahit meron siyang flash, kahit meron siyang knock-up, hindi man lang nila mo contest dito si Helios because he's just so strong at this point.
He's so fat. And RRQ, with what we've seen from them, though, I like the fact that this team always finds a way to get priority around the map, try to distract them with a fight, and then let Helios, let Hyde do their work. And so far, it has been working. And right now, with this, RRQ needs to set up the vision at the bottom part of the map. And that's the reason why they took down the bottom lane turret. Kasi para mas mapadali yung pagkuha nila ng Drake.
Yeah, Drake. And in the future, Baron as well, RQ. That is the key to getting these objectives. Meanwhile, for KDF, hindi man lang sila nakaka-push ng kahit isang turret on any side of the map here. And when you take a look at the comp of RQ, that's when things go from bad to worse. The most fed members here of RQ are Helios, their damage dealer, Marky, another damage dealer, and the Hyde, the space creator here on the side of RQ. Not counting Chaz pa, no, na 2,000 din halos. No, 1,500. Yeah, exactly. Everyone here is ahead for RQ, not just in terms of gold, in terms of experience. And this next Drake or any objective from here on out, I don't think KDF is gonna have much say at all anymore.
Are they going to be able to answer? That is a question for KDF. They do have great positioning, though. RRQ must use this package perfectly because Helios needs to make use of it, but they isolate the members onto the top side, so they want to use the package onto the back line. They're trying to take it, though. Mario, but here, onto the back line, though, Astro was able to get the Fate Seal, but Hyde takes him down, and they're going to be chasing them all. Look at the Cyclone. That's perfect, but no, nobody's going to be killed onto the side of RRQ. They're still alive. RRQ still wants to go for a fight, but are they going to be committing for more? No, they are not. They just want to take this Mountain Drake for their hands. But Acrobat, though, wants to fight, wants some blood, goes in for the Justice Fund, was forced to flush, and that's might be another kill. Because look at this, that is the damage from Marky. He wasn't able to get it. Look at the light binding, though. Exosen, final spark is not up. So he's gonna be surviving, yes.
Pero grabe talaga dun. Kita mo yung playmaking prowess talaga dito ng KDF. Yung raw mechanical skill talaga nila. Yung nagbuhat in that fight. It took so long for RQ to even get a kill because of just how good KDF is at dodging sidesteps, making those hit, and just timing the stasis at the perfect time. Dito talaga yung, this is where the mechanics shine of these players talaga. No? But at the end of the day, no matter how you put it, it's still a 9,000 gold lead at least for RQ here, so the Drake is certainly going to go in their favor as long as they play their cards right. So now they can play safe or they can risk this Baron. Either way, they have a lot of choices here, Dash.
Infinity Orb to the Void Staff. This is a big damage for Marky. A lot of penetration. And that would just mean that one Mega Inferno Bomb might be the end of it. And even Acrobat, yes. With the Rapid and Step Up to the Luden's Echo, yes, more damage. But with the amount of penetration that RRQ does have, it's more overall damage here for Marky.
Yeah, absolutely. Marky, Hyde, Helios, everyone's got so much damage here. Hyde in a 1v1, pero just the level difference alone between the matchups is crazy, let alone the item difference, which actually surprises me, Dash, kung paano nag-survive ng sobrang katagal KDF in that fight. Pero mukhang dito, Exosen just punch doesn't fight anyone for the moment.
Exosen was expecting something different. He thought that Zeki is gonna go for the leap there, but yes, great timing for Exosen still. Great, kumbaga parang
good
1,000 moves ahead.
Yeah.
Yung ginawa niya dun. Pero KDF, what they want to do here is not let members of RQ to take the Baron, and because they don't have much vision, they can go for the bait here, and they don't know. RQ knows how to play the vision game pretty well, and that is gonna work in their favor here.
Alam talaga nila yung mga knock
Astral! Okay, buti na lang nag-fade tilt siya away, and that's gonna take one very important key ultimate sa side ng KDF, so that is good timing for RQ.
Yeah, but still, they're setting up this bait here, Dash. Exosen still in a brush, and KDF, they finally caught the wind of the shenanigans here of RRQ. So now this is the waiting game for KDF. They have to be as patient as they possibly could. Meanwhile, RRQ, they can still play time here. They can still look for another bait, maybe challenge Baron again, or they could just leave hide the whole time here on this bottom side
12K
while
gold.
they're playing. Yeah, exactly.
Sino may kaya sa kanya? Wala.
Wala.
Wala. Ay, nako. I think Maru wouldn't be enough. Kaya kailangan magmadali dito. I think Hyde in the bot lane is very healthy kasi mapo-force nila si Acrobat pumunta doon. So this is gonna be good for RRQ. This bait game that they're doing is forcing KDF to go in. Zeki doesn't know.
Ults.
They didn't have any vision here. He's gonna be forced to flash.
Flash as
That's
well.
big. They can go for the Baron now.
Yeah, no ult, no flash on Zeke. So basically, the steal potential for the Kazakhs is staggeringly low here for
Yikes.
KDF. And they do have the Fate Shield now. Maru has got the Cyclone, but no final spark. So
Oh,
sobrang hirap talaga
great.
sila to. They can look for a fight. Mega Inferno Bomb.
Oh, great shield of the run to the Mega Inferno Bomb. That's a kill already to the hands of RRQ. Now, without the explosive gas, without the body slam, not much CC for them. It's gonna be hard. And Hyde is still wrecking the bot lane.
Nagpupush lang siya the entire time yung KDF. Hindi nila alam. Ano yung gagawin dito? Dash, magde-def ba tayo? Kaya bang i-def at this point? They're looking for a fight.
Oh, shield of the Randa naman.
Oh.
Maru is gonna fall down. They're gonna be taking the tower in the bot lane. Great win in RRQ. Does Hyde need to take it? Hyde is gonna be taken down. Oh, the flash from him is just gonna tusok that
Round two.
Acrobat. And now they want to go for it again. They do have a way here. They have Hero's Entrance. It's
Oh
gonna
my
come
God.
in. It's not gonna do for the damage. Zeki is gonna be forced out of the way. RRQ can finish this if they want to.
Dito na.
Dragon Straight perfect on 2. And now KDF is gonna fall. Most of them are not gonna survive. You're not gonna do anything here. They're gonna be ending this game right now. RRQ are gonna be taking this game tree, but yet rather na curse ko ata kasi namatay yung 2 members. Maybe
Hindi na, ito
they're
na,
gonna
ito
be
na.
finishing this game. Yeah, Noth is not gonna do anything here. That's gonna be the kill.
Alright, that-
Mega Inferno Bomb to the win. RRQ takes the game.
Nadaluhan mo ako dun kay North. He's not. Pero ito na, RQ taking the cake against KDF. It took a little bit longer than expected, but here we are either way. And they did it
Another 2-1,
so
RRQ.
decisively. 2-1 na naman dito, RQ. The streak will continue today, but they still win victorious. So RQ still 7-1 on the scoreline for the squad.
Great win still for RRQ. We have seen them. What I like about RRQ especially is that most of the time, you think they're gonna lose, but they always find ways for them to get priority
Ano yan,
around the
video?
map. Hey!
We
That-
find
oo nga,
ways.
no? Hindi ko
Ano ba
napansin.
yun? Yeah.
Sorry,
Pero
sorry, yeah.
overall, this is a very interesting BO3. Kasi kung hindi ako nagkakamali, the last time out, Guangdong Freaks din kasi nakatapat ng RRQ during the semifinals.
Yep.
Ng Wild Circuit Asia Invitational at that point. Pero yeah, this is much of an expected result nga. Pero yung pinaka-interesting kasi sa akin dito sa nangyaring 5v5 skirmishes and whatnot is yung relevance na naman ng Quirky in the mid lane. Is this,
totoo.
something new na i-expect natin in the coming days? At tama kasi si Daydom kanina eh. Basically, nangangapa lahat ng mga players natin ngayon just because hours ago lang yung patch. So yeah, right now, kumbaga, pinakitaan tayo ng dalawa eh, di ba? Kanina, nung game number 2, it was Graves. This time, it's Helios naman with a traditional marksman. So, I think we are, ano ba, still a few distance away from a traditional marksman meta, pero we're inching closer, I guess.
Yes.
The problem kasi yung sa traditional marksman, usually ginagamit pa rin nila yung may mga poke. For example, yung Ez nga kanina. Tapos ito, si Corky naman.
Yeah.
Feel ko
Can you
mahirap pa
even-
rin for those crit marksmen.
Can
na
you even call
makapal.
Quirky traditional? It's still
Well,
question.
Oo. Kasi like iba kasi yung Graves eh, di ba? Like pwede mo kasi sabihin na yung
That's true.
Graves is still a marksman.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. That's the...
So, there you go. It's a 2-1 in favor
Yes.
of RRQ. At check natin yung standings.
Bukas.
Na-update na kaya? Ayun, update na.
Yun, ang bilis
What's the standing? RRQ Enigma
Yes,
Galaxy.
Sir.
Silang dalawa ang they're sharing the number 2 and number 3 spot. Pareha sila ng series score. But then, syempre, kailangan din tignan dyan is yung amount of losses.
Aha.
Marami kasi talagang
7.
2-1 dito ang RRQ.
2-1.
Puro 2-1 sila diba?
Oo nga eh.
But that's okay. As long as yung series score hindi nalalayo dito sa top 4 and they are in a commanding spot, then we are Gucci. The end of this tournament is going to happen by December, first week. Tapos, ang mangyayari pa in the next couple of days and next week is, magra-round up na, makikitaan na natin ng picture yung kung sino papasok dito sa top 4. Let's look into the schedule bukas. Servers versus EVOS. Okay,
Big.
matatalo EVOS. BRU versus KT.
Girl.
50-50.
Aha.
Unahin tumaya. Songchol versus GS pa rin. Manalo, mamatay man, ganun. NGX versus NK, eto. So I think dalawang Filipino team lang yung meron tayo tomorrow. Tapos itong last game, given na yan.
Flash?
Yep.
For sure. HGC.
For sure, diba? So I
Wala
think
pa
this
naman
is
bang
going to
HGC?
happen by 5 p.m. Yung
Wala pa.
GS versus Songchol. That's also going to be very interesting kasi magkakatapat na naman si Chinese One from the Jungle at si Anyway from Songchol Esports. Tapos ito naman, NGX versus New King. Syempre, NGX is just on a different level right now. Pero kailangan pa rin talaga nila gawin yung dirty work, which is to dispatch yung mga lower end teams na meron tayo. So, for Dash and Daydo, maraming salamat. At para sa mga viewers natin, salamat sa panonood. Again, para mabigyan nyo ng hustisya yung pag-overtime ng mga casters natin dito, make sure to follow their pages. Ayan, si at Daydoomcasts ba? Ano ba yung sa'yo, Daydum? Matt the Doom. Okay. Matt Daydum, guys. And para kay Dash naman, at Dashcasts, kung yun nagkakamali.
Yes.
We'll see you again tomorrow, and then on Saturday, we will see you doon sa Rumble Royale Community Brawl. Alright? Okay. We out. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
YouTube na lang. And we out. GG's. Salamas.
Nice. Thank you.
Salamat, GG's.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Otto. Bye-bye.
Meron tayong tech rehearsal tayo bukas.
Oh. Sabi ko, di ba hindi ako makakapunta?
Oh,
Pero makakapunta na ako ngayon.
kasi alas 2 lang naman yun eh. Saglit lang naman yun.
Kaya, yes, makapunta.
Face to face yung
Hindi, pre.
online.
Online.
Ayoko rin mag face to face.
Talaga ba? Bakit naman?
Wala lang. Pares lang naman yung bayad na ibibigay sa'yo.
So,
Diba?
kung ganun, if
Bibigay
that's
lang rin
the
naman nila
case.
sa'yo. Ano tawag dun? I-reimburse lang naman nila.
Transpo allowance, tsaka food allowance. Dito, at pagka natapos yung tech rehearsal namin, makakapag-stream pa ako ng WCAO.
That's
Oh,
true.
that's
diba?
true.
Anyway, bukas na lang. Salamat mga boys. GG's.
Okay,
Good night, good
GG's.
night,
Bye-bye.